miss. I call the shots, I never call it quits. Trust my intuition, bet it's right and bitch, it often is. Seen too many others come and go, they had the wrong intent. Do it out of love and never for it, then I watch it get bigger than expected. No second guess it, I let it set in. It's God's plan, we out here only accepting blessings. I'm stuck with it, this mindset is terminal. In and out different terminals, leveling up is personal. And I already made it, y'all can miss me. It's hard to believe I made something from nothing. No hindsight discussions, I've been writing, I love it.
Welcome to the 3 Gig Sports Podcast, where we are never wrong, just sometimes a little misinformed. This is Danny G, sitting alongside Rio and Jimmer today, and another fun week of NFL and college football. Lots to cover. We've got some whiskey wagers that we're going to be paying up on tonight.
Yum.
Yes, this Proper 12, unofficial, but maybe someday official sponsor here. And we also had a great night last night at the North Iowa Fights, hosted by Mr. Mike Estus. So just a shout out to him. Great night. A lot of good performances. I think all but one went to a decision, right? I think that was right.
Yeah, but there was a lot of banging.
A lot of banging, yeah. A lot of potential fights of the night. Like, it was entertaining. So, nice work, man. Nice work to all the fighters as well. But as we kick things off, there's a lot going on. So, Jimmer, what's the news look like, man?
Well, we'll start with the Bills cornerback Tre'Davious White tears his ACL in the Thanksgiving Day victory over the Saints. Ouch.
Yeah. That's not good.
That hurts him. That hurts him pretty tremendously, actually. That's he is
their best.
It's
corner.
him, yeah. What is he?
Yeah.
He's in the top 5 for top 5 corners in the league, correct?
Yeah, 100%.
So, man, it sucks to see. Vikings place Everson Griffin on the non-football illness list. Kind of seen that one coming. Wake Forest has agreed to a long-term contract extension with head coach Dave Clawson. The school announced on Friday.
Right on.
So, well, you tear it up like that, and what are they averaging, like 40-something odd points a game or something?
Yeah, with what? Only one loss or something like that, too, this year? So,
Definitely
hell yeah.
Well-deserved.
TCU has chosen SMU Mustangs coach Sonny Dykes as their next head coach. Any words of wisdom here, Rio? You're a TCU guy.
Yeah, weird that they walked on from Patterson, but bringing in a guy from in-state. Be interesting to see how he does. Recruiting-wise, I don't know exactly what he had to SMU, but enough to win some games, and they played well for him. So
Yeah. Awesome.
The New York Mets are in agreement on a 2-year, $20 million contract with free agent infielder Eduardo Escobar. There's more baseball here coming up in a minute. But former NBA player Marc Gasol will play for Girona, the club he founded in the second division of Spanish basketball, he announced on Thursday.
can you get up and down the court still?
When you play over there, and this is one of those things weird. Like, hey, do you feel like you have to pass them the ball because you made the team, you own the team,
Exactly. You're like, what the hell
if I
do
don't give him the
Right. He keeps calling for it down the paint and down low, and you won't give it to him.
Yeah, you may not have a spot on the team.
Right.
Come
Come the
a paycheck.
next time out, he kicks you off the team.
Right.
You're going to the. I don't even know all the leagues over there for basketball. So
Yeah.
we're sending you to Lithuania basketball or something.
There we go.
Michigan State coach Mel Tucker agrees to a 10-year, $95 million contract extension. Did Michigan State win?
Yeah.
So they got when I typed this up, they were looking for their 10th win. So I did read a little bit about it. They evidently some of their boosters help pitch in money for this so that they could pay him to keep him.
That's cool to see. Yeah, he's that whole side of the Big 10 is super difficult. So you've got to have somebody there for a while and somebody you believe in. So might as well pay the man.
Yeah, you were saying something about that too. I mean, when you sign a guy to 10 years, that helps stability for your recruiting process too, right?
Yeah, you can confidently go out to kids and be like, I'm going to be here for 4 years. Like, so when I come to you, I'm saying I believe that you're going to be a good player for the entire time I'm here. And,
Yep.
You don't have to worry about them leaving and this and that. And, of course, buyouts happen and stuff like that, but they're making a commitment, and that helps transfer to the recruiting stage as well.
Yep. Continuing on with the college football, Oregon State Beavers extend contract extension of football coach Jonathan Smith through 2027. So whenever we talk about all these, and there's always what is that, Black Monday or whatever they call that, like the day after like the college or the NFL season, when all the not bad coaches necessarily, but
the not good coaches,
the not so good seasons and coaches get shit canned. Well, there's always a positive to this when your team actually does do good. We've been seeing people getting their contract and getting paid too, so kind of cool.
Yeah.
CBS says the Cowboys-Raiders Thanksgiving Day game had 38.5 million viewers, which is the most watched NFL regular season game on any network since 1990.
People tune in to watch Cowboys lose, man. We talked about it before, there's certain teams that people like to keep tabs on.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily because they're fans. Some of them are fans, absolutely, but some of them are just haters.
Haters.
The Cowboys have a lot of those, and people like to see them lose.
Same thing with the Raiders. So maybe it was a perfect storm. They have a very good, thick fan base also, but they also have haters throughout the league too. So perfect storm. I still believe the Raiders are done, by the way. I'm not sold on this. I think I'm just more worried about your team is what I...
Got to get healthy. Cowboys got to get healthy.
Absolutely got to get healthy.
Too many holes there that... But it was an amazing game, though.
It was fun as shit to watch.
It was a hell of a game.
Yeah, well worth that, especially after watching that first game.
Oh, yeah.
Lions, Bears. Good Lord. But, hey, I did hit that one because I took Lions plus 2.5. So I got a half-point savior there. Running back Tyon Evans, Tennessee's leading rusher, announced on his Instagram Friday that he is entering his name into the transfer portal. I'm still waiting on old boy to do it for Oklahoma, but
yeah, I can't believe he hasn't.
Yeah,
but leading rusher, there was some weird stuff here. Like, so he started like the first 4 or 5 games or something like that. He had like 400, 500 something odd yards rushing. And then for some reason, I think he got banged up for like a game or two, and then they never let him really touch the field after that. So, a little backstory on it. LeBron was fined $15,000 for the big balls dance and considered an obscene gesture Friday by the NBA, which also warned the Lakers superstar about using profane language, saying his 1-game suspension was some bullshit. You guys told me something interesting I didn't know. What was that?
So at the Pacers game about a week ago now, I believe, some fans were sitting courtside, and they said some pretty nasty stuff about his son, saying I think it come out that they were telling him they hope Bronny died in a car crash. And, as any father would do, he got pretty upset and went straight to the refs and then brought him right over to in front of the couple, pointed him out, and they were escorted out of the building.
So... yes and no about he did what every father did. This man's 6'8", 270 pounds. They're lucky that they didn't do what I would have done.
Yeah.
Because it is not going to be me going and grabbing someone to point them out to. You would get jaw jacked right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're turning it into Malice in the Palace right now. Again, round 2.
Yeah.
Not about my kid. Like, there's a lot of shit you can say and stuff, like, especially when you're a fan and you get away with saying shit. Like, you can call me a piece of shit. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Don't bring my family and kids, especially my kids, into it. Dude, no. You're going to find out you're about to get something that you don't want.
It's such a nasty thing to say. Like,
yeah, why?
Right. Over a basketball game.
Right.
Like,
come on. Yeah, I didn't know about that, though.
Yeah.
So, Titans wide receiver A.J. Brown was ruled out of the Patriots game today. Before the game with the chest, rib, and hand injuries he sustained.
Did they place him on the IR?
No, not
Okay.
not that I'd seen yet, unless
Okay.
you'd seen something else. But
So read
was
that
it for
again.
sure.
What kind of injury?
chest, rib, and hand
Jesus.
sustained against the Texans.
Andy's got bad knees.
Yeah,
Like this man, they just need to sit him for a while. Like,
let him get
let him
right.
heal up. Yeah.
He's their legit number one receiver, and he's
Yeah.
a stud when he's out there. It's too bad. This
Yeah.
is a very banged up season for everybody, right?
Yeah.
I
AJ
mean-
Brown, right?
I'm pretty sure I was listening to the.
I did see season ending, by the way, on Daniil. Remember when we were talking about that last night? Daniil, what is done?
It
for the year.
is.
Yeah.
So he is IR'd.
Is he? Okay.
Um,
Three game IR?
And will be, was placed on injured reserve on Saturday. So
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I'd seen it, but I was like, well, maybe
Okay.
it's somebody else.
There we go.
I'm pretty sure the Titans broke the NFL record for players being put on the IR in a single season this year. They've been beat up all over the board the whole year.
Yeah.
It's been bad. And
Disgusting.
obviously we've seen the big names, Henry, obviously AJ now and things like that. But it's
Julio,
just all the
yeah, they
way
got-
everybody's been hurt over there. It's tough, man.
Yep. Some positive news. Browns running back Kareem Hunt and right tackle Jack Conklin were activated off of the IR. I know Hunt is expected to play. Pretty sure they both are expected to play in this game that should be kicking off right now.
Right now, yeah.
Who's that? Browns and who?
Browns, Ravens.
Okay. Yeah.
Be a good game. Like those division games right there, even with busted ass Baker Mayfield back there.
Yeah. Usually close.
We'd like to think that, but since he fucking destroyed the Steelers,
Yeah, I
Oh, they
took
did.
that.
how weird that nobody. Don't get me wrong. Since he's a good team, but like you expect that to be close.
Yeah.
So that's it. Remind me about that when we get rolling on the NFL a little bit, right? I do have a question about what you guys think about Cincinnati. So just remind me about that when we get to it.
Yeah.
Cowboys are considering sitting Ezekiel Elliott to heal injured knee, according to sources. According to
Yeah.
old Ed Werder.
Yeah. Pollard. Why not sit him at least a game, maybe, and
Why not?
just why not? Pollard has looked good with his touches. There's no question mark. We talked about Dak and Cooper, and it's like, well, because it's Cooper Rush, who was not on the Cowboys roster, right? He's on the practice squad to start the year, and it's like, but what you have in Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard is going to be just fine. He'll run the ball. It's like they might not lose a touch. They might actually be a little bit better with him back there in terms of running the ball.
They will be better. But
I don't think it is. I don't think it's pass protection.
Maybe not long term, and maybe pass protection, like you're saying.
Yeah,
but
is going to be probably less, and that's one area that will probably stand out. But I think they'll be just fine running the ball. So why not?
he seems to run harder. I'm talking about like whenever I watch a Cowboys game, he seems to be. I don't know.
Yeah, he does a lot with
I'm
his
trying to get
touches.
paid.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm trying to get paid.
And he
or
will. Cowboys, one of those teams that are just kind of banged up right now, missing their both starting defensive ends. The guy who's supposed to be their starting defensive tackle.
something. They're coming back soon though.
So
DeMarcus Lawrence is
hopefully
coming back.
he got activated off the
IR, and they have 21
practice.
days.
Yep, the practice deal. So help should be on the way.
Help is on the way,
Help-
dear. Help is on the way.
Danny and I were watching that Raiders game. Is like the Cowboys just could not get pressure with 4 and who they have right now on the roster, and you need to be able to at least get pressure on the quarterback with 4, and so that'll help.
Well, and you're who is it? Brown. He's terrible too.
Yes, and I said that too. Hopefully, Kelvin Joseph will.
So to make it a little clearer, so we don't have to just only listen to him complain about injuries, the Vikings starting 4 also, like 3 of the 4 are out. So everyone has the same thing going on.
Yeah.
Linebackers, corners, everything. We're down to the same thing.
Yeah.
And then we lost our starting running back today, so that's great. We have no idea. That's also coming up here soon.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Brooks Koepka wins the Capital One's the match 5 versus Bryson DeChambeau. Whooped his ass, actually. I should make that very clear. He only needed 9 holes out of the 12-hole event to beat him. If
I hope
our
it was
listeners,
because they pretty chippy,
There you go.
during
Yep.
I don't know what you call it, a regular season or whatever, but pretty chippy during the year. Anyways, I don't know if you followed golf too much, Danny, but they were kind of at each other's throat.
Always
Brooks
combating.
was pissed about spikes, I want to say. And he kept calling him Brooksy, and he didn't like that.
And then they were photobombing each other.
Yeah, photobombing each other all the time.
It was
That's
back
awesome.
and forth.
Oh, yeah.
We
But-
love it for watching
yeah.
it. I think,
Yeah.
You know, I think Goff was doing the thing, too. They would pair him up
on purpose.
on purpose just to fuck with people.
I love it.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Get some views because they get a little, they haven't gotten too chippy with each other like while they're playing, I've noticed. But it's always, post-match or whatever, shit like that. But I don't know what you can say here except for, I can outdrive you. Yeah, but I kicked your ass, like, decidingly quickly
Right.
when we went
Damn.
head-to-head. Zion Williamson has been cleared for full activities returning from his broken foot.
Finally.
Yeah. For what? Because they're not good.
No, they're terrible.
But
Yeah.
It's him.
But I like
Help.
to see to
just
see
a
him
show.
out
kind
there.
of same thing. Help is on the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how much he'll be able to do, but I appreciate seeing him. He's fun to watch.
Well, he's going to have to get in better shape, though. Otherwise, that broken foot's going to happen again.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah. His size.
such a big body.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
Giants retire Michael Strahan's number in a halftime ceremony. Wasn't he put into the Hall of Fame?
I
I
thought
believe
so.
so, yeah.
That's what I thought, gentlemen. So how in the hell did it take you this long to get in the Ring of Honor before you were in the Hall of Fame?
That's pretty funny.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's my
Yeah.
first impression.
Because
you know?
it's the
Like,
fucking Giants.
it's there you go. Thank you. Right there. So when I was giving them kudos, what was that, like a few 4 days ago, about being a lot smarter than the Cowboys and not holding on to Jason Garrett forever, you took it. Once I realized that he wasn't already in the Ring of Honor,
right.
I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
take it back. Retract.
Hey, they got a dub today, so on track, trying to get them 9
them
wins
9,
for you.
baby.
Oh,
See the coming?
Trying to get them 9 wins for
Chugga
you.
chugga. Slow down them.
As a Cowboys fan, though, I was rooting that way anyway. So
well, slowing down them red hot Eagles.
yeah, big time.
Bucks are signing center DeMarcus Cousins to a non-guaranteed contract. Mean anything?
I don't know, man. Every time I've been excited about him going somewhere, he just hasn't panned out. So until he shows up and proves that he can work with the team and produce anything relevant, then whatever.
And then stay in the game and not get kicked out.
Yeah,
For you have like 7 minutes a game. Try not to get kicked out in the first 2 and just be a good supporting player, right?
Yeah.
That's where you are now.
Yep.
Yep.
You don't need to be the fiery guy who gets pissed off.
Yeah.
You just need to be, at this point, you're a fucking one of the older guys in the leagues. You're a veteran. You need to be helping, the team, helping develop chemistry, all that fun shit.
Yep.
So,
Be one of the glue guys.
yeah. Yep.
Boston Celtics center Enes Kanter is changing his name to Enes Kanter Freedom. The decision comes just before the Turkish-born Kanter becomes a United States citizen on Monday. His agent told the Associated Press that Kanter will make his name change official after completing the citizenship process.
Pretty funny.
Freedom!
And starting at center.
Freedom!
Yeah. Pretty funny. This guy, man, he don't care about nothing.
When he comes
Pretty
out, he
entertaining.
needs to have an eagle.
Oh,
When they
Yeah.
introduce
yeah.
him, that's all I picture. Just freedom.
Yeah.
Just the
Right,
big eagle.
freedom. Then an eagle fucking squawk.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't give no shits about ruffling anyone's feathers. I will give him that.
yeah.
You know, especially if you're
And he's
fucking
honest,
with,
right?
especially with your fucking with Turkey.
Yeah.
You know, they don't mess around over there. Suns beat the Brooklyn Nets for their 16th consecutive win, 1 win away from tying Team Mark, which they will attempt to do on Tuesday against your Warriors at home.
That's a big game. Shit.
That's impressive, right?
Yeah.
That's a good
Very-
game. I may have to
Very
check that one out.
impressive. Gonna be a good game.
I think I'm going to end up watching that one.
You
I'll
said
see if
it's
they
at
do-
home?
It's at home at
Okay.
least, yep. But
Yeah.
it's still Red Hot Warriors, too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I guess if you're going to get it, you're going to earn it.
Yeah, damn right. Let's go.
I think the biggest news of the weekend, I would take it that way at least. Lincoln Riley is leaving Oklahoma to become USC's head coach. What
Yeah,
do we
big
got,
news.
gentlemen? I know you guys got
Big
something on this.
news.
Let's make some money. Shit. Well, what was funny to me, and Rio heard the same thing, right? So just, I don't know, earlier in the day, like it kind of came out that it looks like he's going to be the coach of LSU. And the game got over with, and I don't even know if they asked him the question, but what he said was, how do you say it? Said, I'm not going to be the next head coach of LSU. Next question. It's literally what he said. And then it turns out an hour later, he's being introduced as the coach of USC. How fucking crazy
Hold
is
on.
that?
Can I say – I'm going to say something then quick. Did the media not chew up and spit the fuck out Aaron Rodgers because he misled the media?
Yeah.
Because he used his I am immunized. Is that what it was?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So how is this? Just because it was directly for LSU and actually, a direct job, how is this any different?
Yeah.
Is it really?
Not really.
But I'm not seeing anyone really light him up.
No. So we talked about this a little bit before we started recording here, but so Oklahoma currently has commitments from a 5-star running back, Raleek Brown, 5-star, so that's 2022. 2023, he's got a 5-star quarterback and wide receiver. And then 2023, he's got a 4-star wide receiver. All of these boys are from Southern California.
Oh, yeah.
What are the odds they keep their commitment to Oklahoma?
Oh, man, they're staying in their backyard, right? Real?
I don't know. I think you'll get definitely a bunch of them that will. But there's a lot more that goes into the recruiting process. Some people like the running back coach or, and develop relationships with a certain position coaches.
With their actual recruiter.
Right,
yeah.
exactly. And so it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, I think they will because Lincoln Riley has a hand in everything.
Those are just from the USC area, though, right?
Right, that's just
because I think they already had a 4 or 5-star offensive tackle. I don't have it in front of me, but he already said exact quote was, Lincoln Riley leaving Oklahoma changes everything for my commitment.
Yeah.
So that's just one player. So, I mean, I'm not saying all of them are going to be, but a lot of times that ends up stinging a player. Like when you're trying to stay, which is admirable. I like it. It's appreciated and everything, but I've seen some players that kind of ruin their career, like after they stick with, like where they committed to, even after the coach left, when they had an opportunity to bail, because it's not the same team as the one you were signing on for.
Right, and you kind of go in. If you stay, you kind of go in. One, you don't know who the head coach is, and then do you have that in trust of the head coach? Does the head coach want to use you?
Yep. Did he want you as bad as the previous one? And I feel like that happened to USC's, actually funny thing, I think it was USC's quarterback before Slovis. Gosh, what was his name? Barkley stayed there.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that through all that? He stayed through that, and I think that kind of hurt him a little bit. I think it was Barkley, if I remember.
He stayed too long.
Yeah.
If he had left a year earlier, kind of like Herbert. If he had left a year earlier, he probably would have went way up the draft board.
Well, I agree there, but I mean overall, I think it actually hurt him because his first year or two was not like knocked out of the park. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he stayed there because I committed to USC, not to whoever the coach was at that time. I can't remember, Clay Helton or whoever it was, but.
Yeah, but then he lit it up. Same thing with
that
Herbert.
Junior year.
Yep, lit it up. Should have went and didn't, and then struggled.
Struggle bust the next year. Yep.
How perfect would it be though if you're a college player? So Southern California is a great spot, right? Just to live there.
Yeah.
Like, beautiful area, right? You've got a lot of California money, so there's going to be some pretty good nail deals, you would assume, right?
Yep.
So you can make some money down there, and you've got Lincoln Riley
And
now.
you have one of the most potent offensive minds in college football, who has, I don't know, churned out 2 Heisman winners and another Heisman finalist. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
He turned Jalen Hurts into a
Quarterback
conversation for Heisman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
Is that not impressive in itself?
Absolutely. So, and you're gonna be throttling
This
some teams playing in the Pac-12.
That's got to be a good day for you. Actually, we're not even talking about that part because you guys are really, really bad, like dog shit bad.
Georgia's not bad, baby. What's up? Go Dogs.
My bad. I keep forgetting, bro. I keep forgetting. But I mean, you lose your rival's main coach, and I think that's. I don't know. Maybe I did mention this on air or off air about we don't know what their assistants are like. We didn't know anything about Ryan Day, for Ohio State behind Urban Meyer. So maybe they have someone like that we don't know about, and we're gonna find out. So
and that's when I brought that up too.
Oklahoma had to know, so they probably have somebody in mind.
Yeah,
Cliff Kingsbury is who they're trying to get.
But that money, so
it doesn't make sense.
You kind of talked about it a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
how big is that payday at USC that Oklahoma wouldn't have thrown that type of money? Like, you tell me Oklahoma wouldn't have thrown that money at you?
Right.
Or he just wants to get
here's
out
here's,
when he's
here's
the
the deal, though. Do they have that kind of money since they're having to pay? They're going to have to pay to get out of the Big 12
Well,
here.
I'm surprised that he didn't want to stick around for even that. You go to the SEC, get the SEC money too. Like when you do get up in there,
competition is going to be tougher.
It is.
You go
to the Pac-12. You'll be the cream of the crop.
I was going to say you basically going to be the cream of the crop. You got Oregon to deal with, and that's pretty much it for the most part.
Yeah.
They had a tough Utah team, right?
But that's not sexy,
right? Not sexy. They're not going to pull the recruits you are. You're going to get a lot of those recruits probably over Oregon still as well. Why not go over there? It's going to get tougher once you kick over to the SEC. I
still want to see what the dollar amount is and why Oklahoma, like maybe it's such an astronomical number, then we'd be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Like Oklahoma's like, dude, we can't hang with that. But if it's somewhere like, we just watched Mel Tucker get $95 million at Michigan State. You're telling me Oklahoma can't make up $95 million? It's
going to be something stupid.
It is. It's got to be, right? Because Texas and Oklahoma, we remember when we looked this up, they were, what the hell was that astronomical number? Like 70+% of the Big 12 revenue comes from those two universities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So this number has to be a stupid number, right? I think we're in agreement there.
Yep.
It has to be.
I'm actually kind of interested because I'm tired of seeing USC be really bad. I'm not a USC hater. I'm not saying I'm a lover of them, but seeing like them on the West Coast succeed actually puts a little more stress on like everybody else. It's not just SEC or bust with Ohio State.
Yeah.
Well, ultimately it makes the Pac-12 relevant again because pretty much every year it's Oregon and that's it, and they're not even great.
No, because when they get up in there, they
ain't
always
that
get
right,
smacked
Danny?
up.
They are not college.
They are
football playoff
top 10 team. They are a top 10 team. Actually, Pac-12 is going to be really interesting next year because UCLA is there. The wheels are turning. They're going to be even better next year.
You could have a 3-horse race, right? If USC can live up to it right away.
Yeah.
UCLA has been climbing. They've done so. All of his recruits are coming in. The ones that see, I'm bullish on people saying we don't have our recruits in. I'm really against that shit. That especially when you already have high-end recruits. It's a little different for Chip Kelly because, right, Chip Kelly brings in a whole different breed. And
track
he
stars.
Exactly. He doesn't care if you're a 5-star necessarily. What he cares about is
what's your 40 time?
Yeah, not even 40. What's your 100-meter?
Right.
He goes to the track meets.
Yeah.
And gets guys that are ridiculously fast. That's what he does. And all these guys are coming. And then he gets a quarterback. That's what he needs for his offense. He needs a quarterback that can distribute and make the right read. And then all these track stars, right?
Yeah.
All these guys, all these pieces are starting to hit now, are starting to like meld, like you're saying, and then now you'll have Oregon, them, and maybe even USC. But they're all their own worst enemy, though, right? Because Pac-12 always gets shit on as soon as they get one loss in there.
Right.
USC is not going to be amazing.
No, not the first year.
Not the first year. You got to give them a full summer and then another one for a recruiting cycle.
I still expect just like I can't hold you and beat up on your team and your coach if I don't do the same thing for him, though. If you can't keep them bowl eligible, though, I have a problem. You should be able to do bowl eligible with four
no matter
or
what,
5-star
they have
recruits.
so much talent on
6
that
wins
team.
is not a lot when you
Maybe.
got that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, they should. They should
be able to. I'm not saying they're going to be up in 10-win range. I'm just saying you should be able to hit 6 wins with that much talent, right?
What are they at now?
pull.
5 or 6, right?
Yeah.
They already. I mean, this year.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the thing about Texas was, I think I told you guys they were starting walk-ons at safety and middle linebacker.
Well,
that's not good.
I told you we really need to push. We're gonna get on top of this. See, 3 gig. We've been hitting on a lot of stuff recently that we don't pound our chest on, right? I'm telling you, the next thing they need to do. They already let people go do these transfer portals on a regular basis, right? You're now allowed to do a nil deal. Allow trading.
Yeah.
Allow trading within, because if you do that, you come grab some Iowa. We'll give you some linemen, some linebackers. You grab us. You hand us a couple receivers.
Okay. All right.
A quarterback.
Yeah. Thank
We have a quarterback. We just don't give him a shot.
So,
because why?
We'll get to that.
All right.
We will get to that because we heard an interesting story.
Speaking kind of this, we talked about the other day, news floated across that a USC quarterback, 4-star quarterback commit, took a visit to Texas, decommitted. Decommitted that day right there, right after he visited Texas. I wonder if that changes things for him.
Yeah. That's true. That
Yeah.
throws a whole monkey wrench in it. Damn.
Not really. We are bringing in a 5-star. Well, it depends on which side you look at, 4 or 5-star quarterback. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there.
Yep.
But interesting for that guy.
Dalvin Cook carted off the field against the 49ers with apparent chest injury.
Oh.
He fumbled the ball on this play with his other hand. It didn't look it's so hard to see what happened. I don't know if something happened, like, I don't know, you can't really tell if you watch a replay, but it's his other shoulder. So the ball was in his right hand. It was his other one that he grabs for right away. But the fumble was like he just came like right up out of his arm. It wasn't jarred or anything. So I thought at first he was faking because it was that bad of a fumble. You know what I'm saying? In a pivotal time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe he
But
still is.
I don't know. He was crying too. Like there was tears in his eyes when they carted him off with his chest.
It was who got blown up, by the way. That was a right tackle that got blown up. That guy was in the backfield so fast. But it was weird because he didn't hit him hard. He just grabbed him.
Ollie Udo got blown up.
That's who it was. Okay.
Yep.
But
he was back there, and it was like it was instant impact, but it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
I don't think. It was just enough to kind of knock him back, but I don't know. Hopefully everything's good and it's not season ending. Hopefully he just strained something, but
yeah.
it's never a good thing when you see when you ever see an athlete like that actually let some tears go, because usually that's not a good thing. It isn't because of pain, because they deal with pain all the time. It is usually because they know something bad is gone, like usually ACL or it's season ending type shit. I hope that's not the case here, but
Yeah.
in that same game, Deebo Samuel hurt his groin, and he's set to have an MRI on. I watched that play too. He kind of went down just before he got tackled behind the line.
Another weird one. Yeah.
Just kind of went down. It was weird.
Yeah.
Gross.
He was turning into a good running back too.
Running back and receiver. Shut up.
So weird.
You know the weird thing is I was going to offer you a trade in fantasy involving him and Christian McCaffrey. Now, Christian McCaffrey also got banged up, by the way. He was seen in a walking boot for his ankle.
The
so
fuck?
Yeah, that's what I got going on.
Jesus.
But yeah, he's made of glass, man. I promise you one thing. I'm usually a guy that doesn't hold from year to year, but I already didn't want Christian McCaffrey in the first place.
Whose fault is it that you ended up with Christian McCaffrey?
This dickbag to my right, because he talked another guy into taking Dalvin Cook. But either way,
it ended up working out for him.
See, I'm going to tell you, you want the
It
biggest.
was all in the stars. I knew the trade was going to happen.
You want the perfect piece of advice, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to fantasy football. Go with what you believe, not with what everybody else tells you, including experts. So when they tell you the consensus number 1 or number 2 running back, don't do that. And he's injured too now, but the guy I was going to go with was Derrick Henry. And I was like, God, I got to take this guy because he's the number 2. He's picked to go number 1 and blah, blah, blah. Don't talk yourself out of it. At least I would have been rolling for those first, what was he, 6-7 weeks?
Yeah. Yep.
Don't talk yourself out of it. Go with what you believe. If you feel he's going to take off, that's what matters. Louisiana Raging Cajuns football coach Billy Napier has been hired as Florida Gators' new head coach. Napier, who is 42 years old, has been at Louisiana the past 4 seasons and led the Raging Cajuns to 10 or more wins in each of the past 3 seasons. Before he arrived at Louisiana, they had never won 10 games in a season in program history. So
yeah, Rio's been pretty high on them earlier this year. At least.
Well, he had to.
Yeah.
Right?
That too, because the Texas Longhorns beat him.
Yeah.
But
that's awesome.
That is. I mean, I assume he's going to be a
They
damn
moved
good
on
coach.
quick, which is smart. Sometimes they drag this on too much, and that fucks everything up for the next season,
Yep.
Trying to get recruiting and all that. So, well played.
Yep. He did say that he's going to at least coach in their, what conference are they? The Sun Belt Conference Championship. He will coach in that game for him.
Okay.
So
I don't think they have one.
They do.
They do now?
Yes.
Okay. They used to not.
They said he'll coach in that game. I did see that part. I don't know about a bowl game though. So back to that baseball. Ex-Blue Jay infielder Marcus Semien and the Rangers agreed a 7-year, $175 million deal.
Yeah.
Did you need offense?
My goodness. So the bad thing about this is that the only other player this old, because he's 31, to get this kind of deal, Robinson Cano, and
bad.
what happened after he signed that deal.
Yep.
So this is why I would have rather had Trevor Story.
He's 31. You said this is a 7-year deal?
Yes.
Yeah, 38.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I would have rather went because Trevor Story is kind of up there too in age, but I'd rather had him for sure. I mean, maybe injury concerns over there with him, but don't like it. Not a fan. Even though he posted good numbers, good defensive player.
Well, you have been saying they don't like to spend money.
They don't. So
Maybe they're just spending it in the wrong spot, huh?
no, we needed second base, shortstop, and wherever he'll play.
Okay.
It'll be interesting to see kind of who they slide Isaiah Kiner or Falefa over to third and what they do there. But yeah, at least you'd see him spend money. I thought it was the wrong way to go, but
I get a little excited every time my team, and I'm a Twins
does
fan,
something.
So
Yeah.
it seems like you're trying, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
When you do this, it seems like you're trying to do it.
Mhm.
Like you're trying to win. It seems like you have a plan, so to speak. I don't think it's a horrible one, but 7 years. And
Yeah.
what makes you, I don't know. I'm with you. It's 31 up to 38. I don't know the exact details, the full details of the contract. I don't know if it's front loaded. Hopefully it's front loaded, and then you get out of that back 3 or something like that. Because 31 to 35, you should be all right, right?
You hope, yeah.
But that 38 range, if you're doing 175 mil and it's even or it's
Yeah,
backloaded.
he's getting that Bobby Bonilla money.
Yeah. I think that just ended, right? Was this his last year? That Bobby Bonilla for the Mets, he gets that
Yeah, I
$1
think you're
million?
right, actually.
I think
Yeah.
it was finally his final year of that. I think.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, that's a great deal for him, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Twins and center fielder Byron Buxton agreed to a 7-year, $100 million extension. So this is huge. This is a good thing. But I'd also be lying if I didn't say, because Byron Buxton is their MVP. That team, if you watch baseball, that team is a completely different team when he is on the field. Every bit of it, because he started batting now too. He was batting over 250. Before that, he was under a 200 hitter. He's starting to show some pop with his bat where the balls are flying out. He's one of the best defensive fielders in the game, center fielder. But he gets injured a lot. And then the team, like I just said, he's that big of an inspirational player for them that the team dips when he goes down too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know if he needs to learn to start playing a little less reckless, because he lays it all out there, especially out in the field. But I do like at least you're showing that you're trying to keep your own first off. He's still relatively young, and he is a pivotal piece if you are going to do anything.
Yeah.
So seeing them spend money, like I just told you on your guys, I like seeing them at least, and they're showing that we're not going to just give these guys away either. We're going to take care of our own when they do turn out to be it. But the number's correct as long as he stays healthy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
The Tampa Bay Rays add veteran Corey Kluber to rotation on a 1-year deal worth $8 million guaranteed, and could be worth up to $13 million if he reaches incentives. Mariners acquiring utility player and former All-Star Adam Frazier in trade with the Padres. Nothing there.
No.
Just some pieces getting picked up.
There's some pieces getting done, right? What is that? Free agent winners? They do it in NBA every year. You know who won free agency, baby? Don't mean anything. NFL, they do that. I get excited watching the NFL one, but it really don't mean anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, unless it's like a quarterback. You know, unless
It's got to
actually
be
a big
like
deal.
altering, like an offensive piece like that. You know. Warriors assign injured Klay Thompson and James Wiseman to G League affiliate for rehab assignments. Official gameplay, gentlemen.
Yep. Getting help
So
on the way to a already good lineup.
Yeah. So are the Warriors even beatable? Especially if these guys come back. Klay
No.
Thompson, is he not a big time piece anyway? And he doesn't have an ego either. It isn't like you need to find his role. He knows his role.
Yeah. This year, I don't think there's any team that's even comparable to them.
Lakers haven't been able to
Phoenix
click
is
yet.
hot, and that's cool. But
Phoenix, maybe.
yeah.
Well, they play coming up, so
Yeah,
we'll
they
see
do.
where they're at.
We'll see where they're at, right? But that's still without Klay Thompson yet either. So, I think the Suns may be the closest now that you mention it. I didn't even think about that really. 'Cause they all click, they all play together. So. God, the Warriors, sons of bitches. Keep with NBA. John Wall meets with Houston Rockets GM and coach about return to roster. It's a weird situation. The Rockets have wanted Wall to accept a complimentary role to its young players to play on this team. And the 5-time All-Star guard, his unwillingness to do so continues to be the hurdle for the sides to possible return. So,
Like he wants to be the guy,
he
right?
still wants to be in the starting lineup. He still wants to be contributing piece in the starting lineup. Like, yeah, because they want him to basically come off the bench is what they want, and they want because they have their youngsters that they got rolling and they're growing together. John Wall isn't part of the future,
Right.
but
I don't know, man. He's one of those guys. What could have been, right? Like
Yeah.
if he didn't get so dinged up and
No, he was hurt
yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
Yep.
well, I was gonna say that, and he didn't. Maybe it's just the NBA today in general for the most part, but he hasn't played defense either. And I have a big problem with that. You don't have to play great defense. Not everyone's going to be an all-star or a first-team all-defender, but you need to play some defense, right? You can't just be letting. He's one of the fastest before he got injured for sure. He's one of the fastest people in the NBA.
Oh yeah.
Nobody should be getting by you, right? Outside of a screen, but defense was always optional with him, and I have a big problem with that. That's the reason why I've never been a Harden guy either. Defense optional, that and his free throws bullshit where you don't touch him. If you barely
It's
touch
better
him.
this year though.
It is because they can't count those lean-in fouls.
Yep.
Struggling Cam Newton was benched by the Panthers today in the fourth quarter. Newton completed 5 of 21 pass attempts and for 92 yards with 2 interceptions for a passer rating of 5.8. His 23.8 completion percentage was the worst by a player with 20-plus attempts since 2004 when Detroit's Joey Harrington completed 22.7% against the Packers.
So I could have went out there and beat that.
I actually believe you could have. I really do. Normally, I don't go ahead and ride this one, but I really think it's really hard to not do
the
that.
backup come in, one play, took one snap, threw a pick, 6. So P.J. Walker.
Man.
Just a rough outing. That Dolphins defense, Dolphins, you want to ride the Patriots not so hard.
Yeah.
The Dolphins have been rolling, too.
They've been playing pretty well. Yeah.
Rolling.
Yeah.
Not pretty well. Rolling.
Well,
they're going to take the Patriots down.
We'll take a look and see if they're
They've
rolling.
won
They have been.
4 straight. 4, yeah.
Or 4 or 5 is something like that. They've been. While he's looking at that quick, we will get into. That's what I got for news, gentlemen.
Well, while he's looking that up, Jimmer.
They have won 4 straight.
Yeah.
Texans 17-9, Ravens 22-10, Jets 24-17, Panthers 33-10. So
Yeah.
one
Texans
good win, but
come.
they haven't thrown a 40 spot up there.
Don't need to.
Tua played pretty well. Tua's looking good.
Yeah.
But, they're not. It's not the same as the
It is
Patriots.
not
so
the same.
don't compare that.
Yeah,
Stop it.
not the same.
All right. Let's get to.
Before we do that,
What do you
talk
got?
about your picks for the weekend. How'd you do?
Oh, okay. Yep.
I can.
So, I still have the Ravens and the Browns going. I have the Ravens minus 3.5, but my Stone Cold Locks, I need that one to break 500 in my Stone Cold Locks. So, my upset picks is where it was at. I did go 4 of 6 on that. I had Michigan plus 7.5. They had the big upset this weekend in the rivalry game. I mean, they basically owned that game the whole way through. I missed on the Oregon State plus 7.5 at Oregon. I think that was by 8 or 9, something like that.
Yeah.
Kentucky hit big time. They blew out Louisville. Titans plus 6.5 did not. So that's where I owe 3 whiskey wagers, a double whiskey wager and a single.
Yes, sir.
So it's going to be a really big one. I did have the Lions covering. So I
Breaking
got
news, Kevin Gosman and Blue Jays, an agreement, a 5-year, $110 million deal.
Ooh,
there's some
Starting
money
pitcher
getting thrown.
for
Oh,
the
shit.
Blue Jays.
I want some of that baseball money, man. Damn.
Right.
I would just settle for Bobby Bonilla money, man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you,
Yeah.
you take a 0 off that and I'd be okay.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Right?
I'd feel good.
I had the Lions +3. They lost by 2, so covered that one. And I had the Giants +3.5. They won against you already alluded to, the Red Hot Eagles. I am going to touch on our Turkey Bowl. So we had a few things since we kind of scrambled to do it. We didn't look, and we also didn't know that some weird shit ended up happening too. I think next year we're going to do something where we each pick like 2 extra players they can toss in or something like that, because we each had a player get called out of a game or got injured directly into the game. But for instance, I had CD Lamb for 0, was inactive. You had Zach Moss, who was inactive, wasn't even on the field, like wasn't injured or anything. He was a healthy scratch. And then Allen Robinson, yourself too, Rio. And Danny just really made a really boneheaded play in his. So he picked Taysom Hill when Derek Carr was still out there. So we're going to go over real quick. I scored 95.7 fantasy points. These fantasy points are based off of our current league, where 6 points per touchdown pass, and a few other benefits too. But I had Dak, Dave Montgomery, Josh Jacobs, CD, Hunter Renfrow went off, and Dawson Knox, who got 2 touchdowns too. Rio balled out, except for those two. Those 2 inactives really hurt him. Zach Moss 0 and Allen Robinson. Otherwise, he had Josh Allen.
Waller got hurt too after
Waller
the
got
first
hurt
series.
into that game.
Wasn't it the first or second series?
I think it was the second or third. But either way, he was out the rest of the game. It was a fast-paced game, so time-wise, it wasn't much, and then he got hurt. But then Danny was right there. Rio had 68 total fantasy points. And then Danny had 67.1, but that Taysom Hill. Did you end up looking? What did he get?
Taysom Hill?
No, Derek.
Derek Carr, 25.
Oh, so you still would have lost.
So if I'd have still.
But you wouldn't have been dead last.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Dug in too deep,
1.9.
man. It felt like a Taysom game.
Yeah.
It
They did say he was
not.
banged up in it, right?
Yeah,
if I remember
yeah.
the commentation, they said he was an emergency backup is all he was. So I think it actually ended up costing him a first down, because they would have used his big body to do a quarterback sneak, they were saying. But it doesn't matter. They ended up getting blown out. That was still early in the game.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and get over to the...
No. Rio, how'd your picks do this weekend?
Oh, okay. My bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Damn,
Not
dude.
great, man.
See, this is what we need a meeting for before, a true meeting, where we're like, hey, we're going to break this down. This is what we was going to do.
We talk
took
about
TCU.
organization. TCU.
Man, they lost. I took them. They're 14.5 underdogs. Well, I was taking them to cover. They got blown out. Washington blew out. Washington got blown out by Washington State. I thought they were going to win by at least 10. So lost that one. I did pick LSU to beat A&M. 6.5 point underdogs. I also got the over 47.5, so got it there. BYU did not cover that 6.5 for me. They only won by 3 or 4. For NFL picks, I hit on the Patriots to cover that 6.5. Also hit the over on 44 there. Didn't do so hot the rest of the way. I picked the Colts to beat the Bucks. They lost a close one. Pittsburgh to cover that 4.5. They got blown out by the Bengals. Oh, my goodness. And then Rams, I thought they'd come out and beat the Packers by 10, and they lost.
So there must be a reason why we're making sure we're going through this. Did you have a good weekend? Is that why?
No.
His
Or
first
just do it?
time to hit on everything.
Okay,
No,
so you just
no.
want to do it. I got it then. I thought
No,
for sure. I was like, he
no.
wants to toot his own horn or something over there.
No, I was like, we all had some picks, bro. We can talk about these bitches.
No, I'm good with that. I thought that like he definitely wanted to get his out there. Isn't that what it kind of felt like?
No, man. I guess I get where you're coming from, though. No.
Where you at?
It was – so the Lions covered against the Bears, but technically I actually called out that they'd win. So I'll call that an L. The Jags lost to the Falcons. That's interesting. I guess I didn't realize Patterson was going to play. He had a decent game again, of course. So Patriots covered. They took care of the Titans, the best team in the league right there in New England. The Eagles did not win. The Chargers got their asses whooped by the Broncos, so I missed on those two. Oklahoma State took care of business against Oklahoma. They win by a tutty, right? They won by 7, I think.
Yep.
I did miss Texas won, right? So I missed that K-State. I picked K-State. Michigan took care of business against Ohio State. Auburn covered. I got that. I got Michigan State. Took care of business against Penn State and that Kentucky. So I got a nice little run in college.
There you go.
Yeah.
You said you were feeling real good about the college ones, though.
Yeah, didn't
did
feel
mention
nearly as
that.
good as the NFL. I feel like the NFL is almost like, you know, in the NBA, if a team knows they're going to lose, they just go ahead and lose by fucking 50 sometimes, even if they're a really good team. I almost feel like that's what happens in the NFL this year. Like,
I don't know. I guess I have a different feel about it. I think they're so hard this year because teams that should lose are actually winning.
Yeah.
I have a lot of that going on. I have a lot of, like, the teams that you should be chalking it up. Remember, I think it was maybe 4 episodes ago, I was like, you know what? I'm literally picking this because it feels weird. Not because there's anything else behind it, because it should have went the other way. I can't remember what the game was, but I'm like, I think it was like a Jets game. The Jets get a win or something right in there.
yeah.
But they upset somebody that they had no business winning. You know, it's like one of those weird years to me. Anytime I turn around, that's what it feels like.
Yeah, well, like even the teams that should lose, they're not just winning, they're beating the shit out of who they should have lost. Like the Broncos, right? They had no business beating the Chargers. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Yep.
And they beat them up. So, I don't know, there's a lot of weird stuff like that. But
Yep.
yeah,
Well,
let's roll.
Let's get on to some of these scores. College football was a big weekend, right? There's some good games. I watched that Michigan-Ohio State game. That
Fucking
was
awesome.
exciting. It was awesome. There was some snowfall. It felt like good old-fashioned football. I told you I picked this one because I thought Jim Harbaugh was due. With nothing else, it was purely just felt like all the stars aligned. It was at home. You're against a freshman quarterback, even if he is the Heisman front runner, or was. We'll talk about that. I thought everything was going to fall into place, right? And it did. And they dominated this game.
They
So,
whooped that ass.
But that being said, Ole Miss on Thursday, Turkey Day, they beat Mississippi State 31-21. That now puts Ole Miss at 10-2.
10-2, man. Yeah.
They're going to be in a high-end bowl.
Yep.
Iowa takes care of Nebraska. So we're going to touch on this one. This was an ugly game. The score of this game was 21-6 at the start of the fourth. Right?
Yeah. Yep, we rattled off 22
So
straight.
a blocked punt return for a
Magic.
touchdown, a safety, and there was Tyler Goodson had a long run, and then old boy punched it in too. Padilla got benched in this, and Peters came back out. So this touches on my quarterback not coming in yet again for Ducey. But we heard a little interesting piece about this. A buddy of ours was celebrating Thanksgiving in Webster City, and he knows a guy that hangs around or goes to the Iowa baseball games, and they talked with him about my buddy Jimmer is real big on Deuce Hogan. How come he never touches the field? And evidently, word is that he doesn't know the playbook that well. I didn't think this was a hard playbook.
Yeah. Run right, run left.
So,
yeah, throw it to your tight end.
screen every so often, and then a
Yeah.
play action pass.
Yep.
So either way, they escaped this big time, 28-21. They officially, with Wisconsin's loss, which I'll go over here in a little bit, with Wisconsin's loss, Iowa's in the Big 10 championship game, and they are also 10-2.
Yeah.
What do
Just imagine the chaos of the college football playoff if Iowa beats Michigan in the Big 10 championship.
Oh, we'll get to that. Oh my.
No Big 10 team would get in then.
Maybe Ohio State. Maybe. Because
don't
you
think
lost to Michigan, a high-ranked team at their house. Maybe they like Ohio State. Is what I'm getting at, right?
I think nobody would get in from there.
I don't think so either. But
I think that would. Well, I guess Oklahoma State still plays Oklahoma again, right?
yep.
Yeah. So I mean, I say if
Depending
they
on how that
win,
goes.
if they win that again, you're looking at Cincinnati and Oklahoma State being 3-4.
You'd probably have Oklahoma State up in there,
Yeah.
right? But if Oklahoma State loses, does Notre Dame slide into that spot?
Yeah,
Possibly,
I was
yeah.
thinking that today when I was looking. I was like, "Fuck, dude, Notre Dame's gonna play somehow end up being at 4. Like, what the heck?"
Yeah.
Yeah, think about that. So Michigan potentially loses. Oklahoma State loses. So Big 12's out. Big 10's probably out. So then it has to be
Does-
Notre Dame. Fuck.
Yeah. We're gonna go over this. Let's go over these scores because I really want to touch on this Final Four, right?
Yeah, all
And
right,
even
all
as it
right.
sits now, versus what could happen too, because it's going to get nuts. Cincinnati rolled up East Carolina 35-13. Utah 28-13 beats Colorado. You're Utes. Or is it you? No, you're the BYU guy.
BYU guy.
BYU.
I do like their quarterback because they're Texas transfers, but keep that Cam Rising.
San Diego State takes care of business 27-16 against Boise State. They have an 11-win season. 11-1.
Yeah.
Out on the Mountain West.
Arkansas wins. Your Hogs 34-17 against Missouri.
Yes, sir.
Number 25 in the nation at 8-4. You're telling me there's not a... Come on. Goddamn blowing the SEC. I'm gonna go on a tangent.
They're a really good team.
Yeah.
Just for the record.
Alabama narrowly gets by in overtime, 24-22 against Auburn.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Fuck. What? So I've got to pull up his stats. How did Bryce do?
Bryce did throw for 317 and 2 tutties.
Okay.
So
But he was like 50% completion.
yeah, at
Oh,
25
Jesus.
of 51.
less than, yep.
Damn.
But that being said, you still won. Ohio State lost. He took C.J. Stroud's spot, right?
Right, but so you're held scoreless for 3 quarters.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely hurts. Is there... Okay, let's talk about this. Is there anybody else in this conversation, or is it those two?
I think it's those two.
I think it's those two.
I think
I
Kenneth
agree.
Walker has disappeared now, so I think it's clear cut 2.
Yeah, it was always uphill battle for running back anyway.
Yeah.
You almost have to break like all-time records,
And they had to stay undefeated.
and they had to stay undefeated, or not be the reason because he had 6 carries, 20-something yards in that game or something like that.
Right.
So, like, if he would have put up an astronomical number and they still lost, then we're having a different conversation, I think.
Right.
Clemson shuts out South Carolina 30-0.
Clemson quietly having a year, man.
Hold on. DJ Ogulile went 9 of 19 for 99 yards and an interception.
Yeah.
Man.
And they still put up 30.
Is that Wisconsin's quarterback? That sounds like his
Right.
stat line.
No more than 10 passes, and then we will win games.
Your
shit.
Georgia Bulldogs back to just doing what they were doing early on. 45-0 shutout of Georgia
Dogs.
Tech.
Go Dogs.
Yep. Stetson Bennett went 14-20, 255 and 4 tutties.
Yeah, they're so good, Jimmer.
Yeah, Alabama's gonna roll them up.
You just-
Roll Tide. They're gonna like. I'm trying to watch the F word on here, like trying to cut it back a little bit. So it's really difficult for me not to just flat out say that, but they're gonna mess them up badly. 2 tutties, beating them.
I didn't know we were. Are we going Disney Channel? What are we doing right now? Is it? I didn't understand. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Michigan, the big time game of the weekend to me at least. They beat Ohio State at home, 42-27. C.J. Stroud did end up with 394 and 2 touchdowns, so maybe it's
still close.
close, but I think wins mean a lot with a quarterback when it comes to Heisman, don't you think?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll see. Bama's going to lose to Georgia, so they'll get out the same record, right?
No, they're not going to.
That'd be another whiskey wager for Jimmer there.
It will be.
It's going to
We
happen.
getting wasted. At least Danny is.
Is that this weekend?
Will
What?
that be this week? Is it? Yeah.
SEC? Yeah, it should be, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Here we are.
Yeah. Here we are.
No, we have our picks
Well,
coming up
Jimmer's
later
got
this
3
week.
tonight, so why don't we just knock those out, right? 'Cause Jimmer get all sloppy and
No. Yeah. Damn you. Speaking of which, Notre Dame did roll up Stanford 45-14. They are looking impressive.
They are, unfortunately.
yeah, they finally straightened it out.
Oklahoma, we alluded to this. Oklahoma loses to Oklahoma State in another damn good game, 37-33. Caleb Williams still had a pretty good day, at least 252 and 3 touchdowns. I don't know if you guys were able to watch this game or not.
No.
No, we were at the
Oh yeah,
fights.
that was the fights. Yep.
We were at the
we were
fights.
we were checking it, but Baylor wins nail biter, 27-24 against Texas Tech.
Yeah,
You a little surprised by that?
I am.
I was big on
Especially at
Baylor
home.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Baylor still ends their season 10-2.
Yep, not bad.
So they're playing a big time bowl game. Your Oregon Ducks beat Oregon State 38-29.
Yeah, I was worried. I was curious how we would come back from that Utah fucking ass whooping.
We would. You see,
You know
you
what
hear
I'm
this?
saying?
He is embracing this.
He is.
He's already signed on for next year, right?
Man.
He's got to be.
You guys, I feel like you guys thought they were going to be bad this year. And so you're kind of turning this, and you're acting like they're not a good team. They're still going to be probably number 10 in the country when the rankings come out.
We just said they wouldn't be in the college playoffs.
Yeah.
That's
Which
exactly
you did.
what was said.
We didn't say they were not a good team.
Yeah.
No, next year's UCLA, bro. I'm hopping.
Hopping back on. Because you remember he was on UCLA there.
I was just a year early.
Yeah.
They look good, though.
Hey, you're riding it, and I like it. Michigan State gets away with a victory, 30-27 against Penn State.
In the snow, man.
Yeah.
Snow coming down.
Yeah, you seen how much that was? That's some good old-fashioned football right there, right?
Yep. Kenneth Walker, 30 carries, $120, $138. So,
Well, that's
You have
when
to in a snow game.
Yeah.
you have to, and that gets back to their success. You know, I mean, that team moved with him. I mean, that loss that they had a few games ago was because he didn't have the carries. Like you just abandoned the run.
100%.
Your BYU Cougars
Go.
35-31 at USC. USC finished the season 4-7. Ouch.
Yeah.
Bit of a mess over there.
Yeah. Luckily they got Lincoln Riley to
Lincoln
come in
Riley
and
come
clean
in.
that up.
Should get them 6 wins.
Yeah, I think so. Wisconsin, the upset of the weekend.
Let's go. We were Gopher fans for a
We
day,
were
baby.
Gopher fans, baby. So Minnesota finished the season 8-4 with Wisconsin. They won 23-13 against Wisconsin at Minnesota. If you don't pay attention to this or you haven't heard or anything like that, Minnesota's running like their 4th-string running back. They have 4 running backs that have went out. They're starting a true freshman, and they keep just plugging away. I mean, the 8-4 may not be sexy to a lot of people, but with all these devastating injuries, when you're a run-first team and you're down to your 4th-stringer, and you're still finding ways to compete and be in them, I think it's kind of impressive.
Yep.
I felt like we talked about this one. LSU wins at home 27-24. Didn't we all kind of talk about that? We were all kind of on the LSU wagon on that.
This
picked
is
them.
their up, Rio, right?
Yep, that's what I said. This is their up game.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're going to beat Texas A&M.
That gets them bowl eligible. 6-6.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna go ahead and talk about my team. We sit here and keep.
Pittsburgh?
Yep. Been riding their nuts all year too. 31-14 at Syracuse. They finished with a double-digit win season, 10-2.
Yeah, so they play Wake Forest in the ACC Championship.
That'd be a
Kenny Pickett tied Dan Marino's record for touchdowns, 79 touchdowns.
nice.
It's a big deal.
It is.
In that conversation with him, man.
Oh,
hell
yeah. I like it. That ACC championship game will be highly entertaining. Coming to that, the next game was Wake Forest 41-10 against Boston College. Their quarterback just keeps slinging around 236 and 3 touchdowns. It's gonna be a high scoring game when they meet each other, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
North Texas upsets Rio's UTSA 45-23.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I didn't
So
see
UTSA
that.
is now undefeated, or now not undefeated.
They whooped
Yeah.
that ass, too. Damn.
Oh, yeah.
And Houston closes it out with 1 loss in the season, 45-17 against crappy UConn. That sets up and helps Cincinnati. They play in the AAC championship game against each other. And Houston will climb the rankings. As of when this happened, they were 24, so they're in climb.
Yeah.
Probably not much. I'm just saying they'll
20
climb.
or something?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
But it still helps Cincinnati if Cincinnati can go ahead and pull that off for this conversation. But that's what we have for the top 25s at least. What I wanted to hit on was the top 4 right now, where we already know that Ohio State and Michigan are probably going to swap, right?
Yeah.
Probably even just swap positions. Maybe Ohio State goes down a little bit further, but they'll be in the top 10, I think, or number 10.
I don't know. Bama probably takes 2, right? And then Michigan.
I don't know. They didn't do it convincingly. So I think Michigan.
with
I
that,
think
but-
Michigan will go to number 2. I think Alabama will either stay put or they'll even go down 1, and Cincinnati will go up to 3.
We'll see.
But I don't think it's all going to be huge because of the SEC championship game. Correct?
Yeah.
You know, this is a big time game right now.
Yeah.
You know?
I could see actually Cincinnati sliding to 2.
All the way up to 2.
So Cincinnati slides to 2, Michigan at 4, Oklahoma State slides up to 3 because they beat Oklahoma. That's a good win. That's a really good win.
Who's that?
Oklahoma State.
You think Oklahoma State gets up to 4?
Yeah, I think they hop Notre Dame because Notre Dame, even though they won,
Who-
no, it's not
so
a
who-
win. It's
so
a
Wait,
good
who-
win.
where's
or-
Bama?
Yeah, where's Bama?
They must be 5.
That's where you think that's going to
Yeah.
go?
Oh.
Yeah, Michigan comes to 2.
The SEC loving
Oh,
committee.
I like
okay.
it, Rio.
All right, Rio.
Mhm.
Rio swinging some nuts.
I think.
I thought you were thinking about the complete future, after the SEC
no
game.
No.
You think when this ranking comes out on Tuesday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
Because Oklahoma State is a good win. Sure, Notre Dame wins, but it's not a great win, right?
Yeah.
But you beat Oklahoma, which is, like I said, is better than any of
And
one
a
of
rivalry game, and they were number 13 in the nation.
Yeah. Besides Ohio State losing to Michigan, I mean that was the other. And
All
that's
of-
what I'm saying. I think those two jump in. Cincinnati will slide up.
Huh.
I think all of
That'd
these.
be fucking
That's
nuts.
huge.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see how big your nuts are afterwards here, but that is. It's all literally going to clear itself up, or get even sloppier. One of the two. So if Oklahoma State wins their Big 12 title game against, it's against Oklahoma again, right?
Yeah.
So if Oklahoma State wins that, I think they deserve a number 4 spot. I don't know how you're going to wiggle that in.
At least, yeah.
I don't know how you're going to wiggle that in, though. Because then you're saying Cincinnati would have to leave, right?
A lot of it
Depends on the SEC game.
Yeah, because if Bama wins,
So if Bama wins,
those two are locked in.
yeah, Georgia's not going anywhere, right?
Right.
They're not losing the top 4 if they lose to Bama.
Right.
So would they take Cincinnati out to put Oklahoma State in then? If they finish strong?
Maybe their one loss it was just Baylor, right? At Baylor, I think.
Yeah.
And that's a good loss.
That's a damn good
Oh,
loss.
hold on. Oklahoma State gets Baylor.
Oh, okay. So that swapped around a little
Sorry.
bit. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that swapped around. So, yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
It'd
that's
be
a
Baylor.
tough game.
That would be a tough game, but I think Oklahoma's better football team. So
You
yeah,
think
I think they take care of business and they're in.
You think Oklahoma is better than Baylor?
Yes,
I don't think so.
I think so.
Where are they playing?
No, I'm
It's
just
a
saying. No,
neutral
I'm
site,
saying.
and I think it's a neutral
That's a
site.
big deal. I'm
No,
just saying
no,
for
no.
Baylor.
I'm saying Oklahoma, not Oklahoma State. Is that what you meant?
He's talking about Oklahoma State. Yeah.
You mean Oklahoma State's a better team than Baylor?
No, Oklahoma is a better team. Than
That's what I was.
than
That's
Baylor.
what I heard. That's what I'm
Oh,
saying. I think
I don't-
Baylor's actually better than
yeah,
Oklahoma.
I agree with that.
But I do think Oklahoma State wins. I think Oklahoma State has done a phenomenal job this year, and they play damn good defense especially for a Big 12 team.
Yep.
So but Baylor kind of does that too, though. Baylor plays some good defense for Big 12 also.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be an interesting game to watch.
It will be.
There'll be a lot of clearing ups. I think a lot of stuff is banked on the SEC game. If Bama wins, they are going to put 2 SEC teams in, right?
Yep, I think so.
I think
No
so,
way.
too.
Rio, do you believe Georgia can get bounced out? If
No, Georgia doesn't get bounced out.
if
regardless.
Bama wins, okay.
No.
So
They've been too dominant all year.
Yeah.
So Georgia needs to win that to keep it safe for other people trying to buy for that, as in
Yeah.
Cincinnati.
If Oklahoma State loses, no Big 12 team gets in.
Michigan.
that'll clear
if
that up.
Michigan clears it up, or wins, which we assume they will,
Mm-hmm.
there's no way that they would yank them out then, right? So you would have, so Cincinnati would get boned.
Potentially.
They would get boned. They would drop out because there's no way if Alabama pulls off the upset against Georgia. Because they're going to keep both of those 2 in the top 4. Michigan is not going to fall. There's no way they're going to yank them out, right?
Right.
Big 10 title victory under the belt. They beat Ohio State. Cincinnati would get hosed, gentlemen.
Possibly. Yeah.
See, this is the reason why the blown SEC stuff is horse honky.
Those are the 2 best teams in college football, though. So I don't know.
No,
I
they're
don't know
not.
about that.
No, they're not. Michigan's a better team.
Oh,
Why do you have me saying this?
Oh,
Because I
my
like
God.
I love Alabama. I'm
What
a Roll
the
Tide guy.
fuck?
I have a sticker.
heck?
I have shirts. But this is not the same team that I'm used to rooting for.
you just got me to drop an F-bomb on PBS here, Jimmer. Okay. What?
All right. So I was going to ask Rio a serious question.
All right. Here
Do
we
you what do you think the Hawkeyes shot at upsetting Michigan is?
They did. I'm not going to say 0 because the defense can play well. Not great. The offense is just really bad.
It is really bad.
Just really bad. The defense is
Really-
what's going to keep you close in the game, and you just hope Tyler Goodson can spring one.
Really bad quarterback play is what I would kind of more go towards because they're and yeah, it's not good. I knew it'd be our Achilles heel, but 10 wins, we'll go to a nice end.
That's your hope is the defense keeps it close, and you hope Tyler Goodson or maybe a special teams play can come into play and help you pull it out.
Yeah, it's like Michigan likes to punch you in the mouth, which is great. Iowa can match up to that, but they also have a lot of talent around that Iowa does not have at all. So I don't like it.
Iowa actually has some weapons. They do not have a quarterback to get to those weapons. So we have 2 true freshman receivers that have been playing out of their mind when they have an opportunity, and that's Keegan Johnson and Bruce Arlen. Both freshmen. We don't have them. They're not Iowa State 6'6" wide receivers, but they're right around that 6 foot range. But they are studs, but don't have a quarterback to get them. I'm talking about for Iowa.
Studs. They'd put up points regardless. So.
They wouldn't when you don't have a quarterback. The
that's
quarterback
just 'cause
is
you're
that
a
bad.
fan.
No,
That's 'cause
literally,
you're a fan.
the quarterback is bad. Both of them. That's what I'm saying. They are studs.
We don't know if
They
are.
make electric plays.
We don't know if they are.
We have seen them. You don't watch it, obviously. You obviously don't watch Hawkeye football then if you haven't seen their plays with shitty quarterback play. That's what I'm saying. If they had a half-ass decent quarterback, you would know their names.
Texas has
geez.
got shitty quarterbacks, and we know
Stop.
Xavier,
Oh,
we
my
know, we
God.
know Xavier Worthy.
Oh,
Are
my
you kidding
God.
me?
This
What's a
numbskull.
shitty quarterback for
Yeah,
you,
what's a
3-star?
shitty quarterback? Shut up.
I'm just saying.
Good God.
Texas has horrible
Oh, man,
quarterbacks, and we
have-
know who that freshman
We
is.
have a quarterback that throws only for 400 yards here, and he's really
He hasn't
bad.
been.
We have
You
a
wanna-
quarter. We
you
have a
wanna pull
quarterback
up their
that overshoots
numbers?
it. Come on, stop it.
They've been alternating quarterbacks.
He gets
'cause
all,
the
he
quarterback
gets all
play has
offended
been
because
so
I say
bad.
Iowa has 2 good young receivers. He gets offended because he doesn't know
No,
their
I'm
name.
just saying they'd ball out.
Nobody
and
knows
you
your
would know their
trash ass
name.
team. Calm down. Bijan went down. Your team went down. Now you done pissed me off.
You would know Xavier. You know Xavier Worthy. You
No,
know
I
why?
don't.
Because he balls out.
No, I don't.
He puts up.
I do not know him.
He puts up 200 some
No,
yards. As a
no, he
freshman.
doesn't. No, he doesn't.
I know you already name dropped him fucking
No.
in another podcast.
No,
So.
it was on ESPN.
I'm just saying you're just saying that because you're a fan.
No, fuck that shit. now you just made me drop that.
There we go.
Yep, shit ain't going down. Fuck you.
You're horrible receivers of the stud.
Yeah,
Get out of here.
They have stud potential. I said we don't have a quarterback to get them the ball, and that is a huge problem.
Should we go down there and help him learn the playbook?
There you go.
We should, because that is the quarterback. All right, you big dumb Texas bastard. Let me show you some pictures.
This is even.
Yeah, you got me
Some
fired up.
picture
now.
books. It's got
So-
textures.
God. Yeah.
It'll help.
This is where you throw the football.
This
This
an
is
out
a
route.
run play.
This is how you hand off left and
It's
hand off
off
right.
right.
This is a draw play. We usually run this on third down.
I throw football.
This is what's that Tom Segura? He's like, this is a football, and you play it. I just seen you.
You teach me football? I'll teach you
me to
anything.
Football.
Just don't eat me. All right. So a lot more stuff is going to get cleared up. This has been a very good, interesting college football season. It's so competitive. I think seasons like this is why they're going to go to 12 teams, right? 12 or whatever it is, 18 playoff or whatever they were talking about.
Yeah.
I think it was 8. Was that what it was? This is the reason why.
Didn't they say they were going to 12 or not change, right?
I thought it was 8, 12, or nothing.
Yes.
Is that what sounds
That's what I
right?
was
Because they're
told
not
it.
going to go to 6 is the point. They were not going to only extend it out
Isn't
2.
it 12 or nothing, right?
Maybe it was 12.
I thought
Okay.
it said 12 or nothing.
But a season like this is exactly why they'll do it. So just in the top 13, everyone has double-digit wins.
Yep.
Utah breaks that, and that's the reason why they're ahead of Iowa in the AP, which makes no sense. But then after that, there are another 6 teams right there that have double-digit wins again. So seasons like this is why they're going to make that argument, and they're probably going to do it then.
Yeah.
I don't know how well that's going to work. I don't think the best team is always going to win then.
Too watered down. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, and
I think it's 6. That's what I thought. You give the 2 best teams, number 1 and number 2, a bye. And then those 4 bang it out,
Right.
and then you play it that way. You're adding one more game, you're getting some revenue, some extra revenue, but you're giving some other people some shots. It's not just 4, and I don't know. That's my opinion, but I think they would just find a way to put a third SEC team up in there anyway. So
I think they probably want to get more conferences involved in the conversation, right? They probably want to get like a Pac-12. You see, if you have 12, you probably are going to get
12,
everybody
yes.
represented.
12, yes.
Yeah.
But if they only did 6, it's all about money.
Yeah, with 6, yeah, I agree.
Maybe even 8, it'd still be all about money. I mean, they may let 1 in there, like a Cincinnati.
Yeah.
They would let in there. Let's say UTSA would have finished the season undefeated, right? Do you think they would have let them in? Probably not.
No.
They're definitely not letting 2 of them in there.
Right.
Right. And well, I mean, even you think about it, say they sneak in at 12 or whatever, and they play a top end team and just get reamed, right?
No.
That's not what you want to see happen. And then it kind of comes down to there's going to be a lot of games. Especially on top of title games as well. So you got injuries, people losing draft stock or careers potentially.
I think you'll see more players pull out. Before the game's played,
right.
especially when you go to multiple games in the
right,
playoff
and you've
system.
really got no shot. You're sitting at 10, 11, 9.
Like, no,
you've really
I'm doing pretty good, Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they probably might have even already played in their own conference championship game, too, depending on the conference. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So they're like, hold on, you need me to play 1 more, if not 2 more games?
Yeah, and one of them's going to be against a team like Alabama.
Yeah.
Or,
Or Georgia.
Georgia, yeah.
Yeah. Michigan's better.
You've been
go Big
saying
Blue.
some wild things. You haven't even had your shot
Big
yet.
Blue. Yeah,
But you're saying,
Are you already drunk?
maybe. I might still be a little bit from last night's fight.
Who's
So.
got studs? Michigan's better than what them?
Anything else you want to touch on in college football?
No, let's
I
hit
think-
NFL,
yeah.
man.
I think a lot is going to get cleared up after this championship weekend, though.
Yeah.
Right? I think we're all in agreement there. Or it's going to get way muckier. As in,
It could get mucky.
Alabama loses or Alabama wins, Iowa wins.
Yeah, we've seen some weird stuff happen, so it's definitely possible.
Yep. All right. Rio, you want to go chat about some of this? What? Keep rolling.
Yeah. So Ravens are up 6-0 right now.
Oh,
Barn burner.
mine hasn't.
Barn burner,
reloaded.
2:40 left in the second. So yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Baker
2 field goals.
Oh, back-to-back turnovers. So
Lamar Jackson intercepted.
Baker Mayfield just fumbled, so back-to-back interception.
Oh, my God.
Let's talk about first game pops up for me is Bengals 41, Steelers 10.
Yeah.
Talked on it just a little bit.
Joe Mixon, brother.
Breaking out.
165 and 2 tutties. Jeez.
That was a career
Yeah.
high.
So-
I was a little surprised.
Yeah, T. Higgins balled out, 6 catches, 114 yards at touchdowns. I think we kind of forgot about how good their offense can be with Joe Mixon.
Yep.
Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase started balling out.
So many weapons, right?
So many weapons, and their defense that was playing good kind of started letting them down, it seemed like. The offense wasn't consistent. So I think we've all kind of slept on them a little bit, and but they're dangerous.
Yeah.
So that was my question, right? Early on in the season, first off, before the season started, you picked the Bengals. You were high on the Bengals right out of the gate, right? Me and Danny were thinking that they were going to make a climb, but they're going to finish like third. It's kind of where we were guessing in that division, right? But you've been high on them. You haven't really wavered. But you got a little worried there for a minute when they went, what were they? They were 4-4 or whatever that was. And is this the team we should be expecting was my question for you. Versus, because the last couple games, they finally clicked it back up again. Because I think they were 5-4, so they've won 2 straight.
Breaking news, John Gray and the Rangers are finalizing a contract.
Well, look at you guys. just
Rangers just
spending.
I told you they said they would spend money this year, and I was like, well, we'll see. They're doing it.
Is all this money getting? Hold on. Well, I'll let you do the football question in a second. Is all this money getting flung around because it has to be getting flung around because this negotiation?
Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah, they're worried and trying to get theirs in before.
Trying to spend. Well, the MLB is trying to show that they're willing to spend money too. I think to all these teams to show that it isn't.
Yeah.
To try to get the deal signed, basically. Like, we're not trying to withhold money, blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, so what do you think? Is this the team that we should expect for the rest of the year now?
I think so. I think they're starting to click again, and they should keep rolling into the playoffs. Now, different game when the playoffs come, right? So we'll see. I like them still to win that division. The division has been pretty sloppy. The Browns, being the Browns
and being hurt.
Pittsburgh, we talked about them going potentially from first to last, and that's looking like a very real possibility here. And the Ravens aren't quite the same as well. But
yeah, Big Ben is just so bad. Pittsburgh is Pittsburgh. I don't know.
He was a leading passer in this game. What do you mean, Danny?
Yeah.
Rolling on to the next game, we got Buccaneers 38 versus Colts 31.
This was a good game.
This was a really good game. Leonard Fournette went off for me in fantasy, 4 total touchdowns, 100 yards rushing. Gronk had 123 for me as well. Really good game. I thought I picked the Colts to pull it out. They did not.
No, but they did this earlier on in the season a couple times too. That's what kind of scares me. That's the only thing that scares me about the Colts. They start off a game like really hot. They're ahead. They're ahead by double digits. In fact, a few times they've done this, and then they let someone in. So like what you're not seeing is when I was watching this, there were so many turnovers for the Colts.
Yeah, that's the weird thing about this game. That's why I'm not worried. Is the Colts actually were the best in the NFL? They only had 12 turnovers up to this game, and all of a sudden in the second half, I think they had 4.
Yeah,
of this
I
game.
think they had a muffed punt. They had that led to a direct touchdown.
Yep, a fumble, maybe 2 picks.
Yeah. So the next question, that doesn't waver you at all? You still high on the Colts?
No, the Bucs are good, man.
They just won the Super Bowl, so nothing to get worried about. Good team coming back to win.
We did say that this was kind of Danny's game, like difficult because he's high in Tampa Bay for the NFC, and he's high in the Colts. So,
definitely. Moving on, Dolphins smacked the Panthers. Cam Newton played horribly, ended up getting benched. Jalen Waddle breakout game. 9 catches, 137 yards, and a touchdown. Tua efficient as shit. 27 to 31, 230.
Him and Tua are just getting like they're not missing from college now, right? Like they're starting to click. There's gonna be a 1-2, unless they, in the offseason pick up Deshaun Watson or something like that. That's still not off the table, but I think their future is bright. We talked about it a little bit ago, right? They've I can't remember if that was when we were off the area or not. But Dolphins have reeled off 4 straight wins. Not all of them are impressive. I get that.
Yep.
But they smacked the Panthers around.
Definitely not Patriots impressive type wins, which is the next game we're going to get to.
Yeah.
Jimmer owes 2 whiskey wagers off this game. Patriots 36, Titans 13. For those of y'all that don't remember, I will remind you, Jimmer said that the Patriots would lose the next 4 games after the Falcons game. He was slightly misinformed. Mac Jones, 23 of 32, 310, 2 touchdowns. So kind of just doing his thing. Here we go.
About to do it right here. We're a knockout. How many owe you off this one? 3?
3.
You owe 3 today.
Might as well just chug the fucking bottle.
What was that third one?
It was a double for them.
Double for this
for the 4s. Remember, for the 4 straight losses, and then 1 for the actual game.
Oh yeah, and then 1 for the game.
Here, bottoms up for the first one.
Atta boy.
Nice work. Bottoms up.
Oh, that's gotten warmer. Whoa.
And I can erase.
It's not as cold as when you had it, I
double
promise you.
Listen to that.
Oh, I promise you.
Well, we gotta take one for the Turkey Bowl game.
Oh.
Yeah, we do. Yep, we can get him in.
Dude, I'm only gonna do 2 right now.
Get out of here. Get out of
No,
here.
I by the end of the episode, I'll get the other
Get
one. I'm
out
saying
of here.
right now.
Nah, reel them off right now.
No,
Score one up your
dude.
nose.
Oof.
Take one up
Throw
your
it up
nose.
your nose. What is it, suppository?
Might as well.
Do a handstand. We'll pour one up your chocolate starfish. Come on.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's the sound of yum.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, proper.
Yeah, Connor.
Yeah, we're looking for you,
Proper
baby.
12, baby.
Oh, yeah, pass that. Yeah, you guys get you some of that.
Yep.
So, we'll touch on it a little bit. Your Mac Jones. God, I need to get the taste out of my mouth. Oh, yeah. Warm whiskey. That's the reason why these bets are not fun to lose. Warm whiskey is not the route to go, gentlemen. Mac Jones had himself a game though. 310 yards, 2 touchdowns. I think we're all on board with like he's rookie of the year, right? Does he have that sealed?
Yeah, I think so.
And well, they have a running back. Maybe that's the reason why they let go of Adrian Peterson. Whoever D. Hilliard is, 12 carries, 131 yards, and a tutty from the Titans. Doesn't matter because it was 36-13.
Yeah, so I know the answer to this, but Jimmy, are you on board yet or what?
What? Hell no.
You know, come on.
Hell no.
Come on.
No.
Get on board, baby.
No.
Get
Not
on
doing
board.
You're
Not
missing
doing
the
it.
train, man.
No, I don't care. Dolphins are going to smack that ass.
Oh, my
Bills
God.
are going to come alive again. I'm all right. Oh, man.
Well,
Alrighty.
here we go, Danny.
cheers.
Our
Cheers to a
Turkey Bowl loss.
loss.
First one ever.
First one, gentlemen. There we go. Paid up. Not bad though. That was a little fun to do, right?
Yeah.
It was spot duty and everything. We didn't get to do any homework on it. We were on the same level there. Danny kind of messed that one up. If he would have got, at least would have been a lot
How
closer.
fucking great would it have been, though, if I was right? That's all I was betting on.
Yeah.
It was
Like
a
if it
big
would've
bet.
looked the other way.
It was risky, but
So next year we'll go second place does 1 whiskey.
There you
Third
go.
place
There
does
we
2.
go.
There
I
you
like
go.
that.
I like that. There you
like
go.
that.
We're getting in on this, baby. All right. So Falcons beat the Jaguars 21-14. My future Hall of Fame quarterback Trevor Lawrence did still have a decent game though, 228 and a tutty. Cordero Patterson, running back. The receiver turned running back turned whatever he is, 108 yards and 2 touchdowns on 6 carries, gentlemen.
yeah.
Like you didn't say, I never seen this coming, but Atlanta of all teams figured out how to use Cordero Patterson.
Well, they have
That's
no
all
one
they
else.
have.
They have no.
Yeah.
They
Hold on,
okay.
yeah.
I'll give you that. But even when they were there at the beginning, like Calvin Ridley for those first couple games, they were still using him then.
Yeah.
This is the pickup. This is okay. So we normally do. I was going to start something this year where we do waiver wire pickup of the year, right? This man has this in the bag to me. This is
It
your
wasn't
champion.
a waiver wire pickup.
No, well, like for a lot of teams. I'm not talking about for only our league.
Yeah.
Regularly,
He did
would-
get drafted in our league.
In our league, he did get drafted, I think. But overall, I think he was only rostered on like less than 20% of fantasy leagues.
Yeah.
So that's definitely waiver wire of the year to me. I mean, you got a legitimate RB2 for sure, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll move on. An ugly game. Them Jets figured out a way to win though, 21-14 against the Texans. Tyrod Taylor still threw in 2 tutties though, 150 yards.
How did our boy do coming back? Zach Wilson, 14 of 24, 145, and 1 interception. So not
the
great.
reason, not
but
the
he does
reason they won though.
rushing touchdown.
Rushing, okay. I don't know. I like Zach Wilson. At the end of the day, this is still, to me, it is still the Jets, right? Like, I think he would do better if he was on an offensive-minded. I think it's an organization more than anything. I could be 100% wrong, but
Yeah.
I also don't like seeing them turn their back on Mike White either, so
yeah.
I'm torn.
Well, and Elijah Moore went back to doing nothing when Zach Wilson's quarterback. So that's just what happens.
no.
He had 8 targets, but
Yeah.
They're just not on the same page, though.
Yeah.
Flacco and him had something like right away.
Yep.
Elijah is going to be fine at some point. Hopefully it's with them. Hopefully they don't waste his early years here. But this one was surprising to me, actually. I picked the Chargers to roll up the Broncos. They lost 28-13 at Denver. Justin Herbert 303 and 2 touchdowns in that game, but it was definitely the leadership of one Drew Lock that came in for Teddy B and just I can't believe Danny's let me get away with saying that.
Man, yeah.
I feel like he was already drunk before he started the podcast. I was. Got stud receivers. What was the other one?
No, that one, hold on. That is not drunk talk. That one's serious talk. I'm telling you.
Drew Lock, 4 for 7, 26 yards and a pick.
Stud.
Fucking balling today.
Yeah. He is. I'm telling you. They won the game. It's leadership. Is what it is.
It's leadership.
Rams lose a closer one. I mean, it was a shootout, 36-28 at the Packers. Aaron Rodgers, 307 and 2 touchdowns. So I did hear in this game, and Devontae Adams had 104 yards also on 8 receptions. I did hear that Aaron Rodgers had to take an injection to immunization of the COVID toe so that he wouldn't feel anything, and obviously it worked.
Yeah, OBJ got his first tutty.
He did. It was a deep one. They're trying to make it work, and I think they're going to. This is steps towards that. The defense let him down in this one, right? The stud defense that you keep bringing in. You can't be giving up. I don't give a shit what you're doing. 36 points is way too much to be giving up, right?
The defense hasn't come to play all year, to be honest with you.
They haven't.
They haven't.
Well, that's what you bank on. First off, you haven't heard anything from Aaron Donald this year. You know why? Because they know how to you have to go against one lineman and shut him down. And then you have Jalen Ramsey on the other in your corner spot, and then you gave up all these defensive pieces. I mean, yeah, you and young pieces and trade and this, that, and the other. And yeah, you got Von Miller, great, but I don't know what he did today or what their stats were. But 36 points is unacceptable. You know, like when you have when you came into this thinking that you had an ability to shut stuff down. Shout out to our guy. Jason Marvetts, by the way. We have a great internet connection.
Yes.
Oh, much better.
Yeah, much better internet connection. So, shout out to that guy and his Marv's Custom Detailing, by the way.
Yeah.
Marv's Custom Detailing. If you need your car cleaned up on the inside or out, just take it over there, and he'll hook you up and get you done right.
But how many times have you gotten yours done?
My wife's car got done once.
Okay. And were you proud, happy of it?
Yeah.
Was it better than maybe when you got it?
Yeah, I know it was darn clean. It smelled good.
It smelled good. Took care of her job. Looked good.
Yeah.
Yeah, our guy does a good job. If you are ever in a situation where a homeless person named Dirty Mike
and the boys
make a mess in it, Marv will make it look like it never happened.
Like it never happened.
Yep.
Not saying that he isn't going to get a couple giggles out of it or something like that, but at the end of the day, he's going to make your ride look good.
100%.
Yeah. He's got that John Wick cleanup crew type of feel going on to him. So hit him up.
True that. Needs. I was going to quick look at the stats. What gains? They only had 1 sack. Yeah. They had 1 sack. The Rams did. Unacceptable in my opinion.
So didn't the Packers center just get out he's injured for the season, right? After the Vikings game?
That was the tackle.
Was it the tackle?
Right tackle, right?
Yeah, so they've got injuries on that line. Like, I don't know how you can't take advantage of it.
Yeah, just absolutely horrendous. Old boy did come back in this Aaron Jones. He only had 10 carries in this game. It still was an A.J. Dillon type of thing, but that was 1 game removed from a torn MCL, gentlemen. To me, that's kind of impressive, especially a running back. You need to be able to cut and all that. And I know my wife tore her MCL. I know she's not a high-class athlete by any means, but she is for me. I love you, baby. But that being said, I mean, 1 game off and you're ready to rock. That's impressive. I think we're on to Thanksgiving Day games.
Your Giants beat the Eagles.
Oh, I didn't even see it. We skipped right over that, didn't we?
And the Vikings game too. We didn't.
We can ignore that one. But
hey, as a Cowboys fan, I was rooting for the Giants, rooting against your 9 wins for them, but they're 5 away.
5 away with what? 6 games left, right?
5 away.
Hold on, they could still lose one more.
Yeah.
Yep, they can.
Right?
The Cowboys.
Yeah.
So they're going to lose against Cowboys.
4-7 right now. They win 13-7 against the red hot Eagles. Right.
That's true.
Let's also make that clear.
They got Dolphins, Chargers, Cowboys, Eagles, Bears, and Washington. I don't.
They have an outside shot, but I mean when I mean outside, I'm not going to say anything outlandish.
Yep.
They have an outside.
I could see them losing the Chargers game.
Yep.
So I'm gonna
which Chargers team you're getting.
I don't fucking know. Dude.
You know,
Yeah.
where's that game at? Is that East Coast going
At
west or West
Chargers.
going east? Okay.
At Chargers, so I can see him losing that one.
Yeah, that could happen.
Yeah.
And then all those division games, I don't think they win all those. So
No.
Ultimately, I think you are doing another whiskey wager.
Yeah. Damn. But
Damn.
Danny was on board with me. He's like, he watched you watched a little bit of a couple Giants games.
Yeah.
They're very competitive, and all these injuries have really nipped them, especially on offense. They're always hanging in games. They're kind of there, and then their weapons just haven't been there.
I told you, I said this beginning of the season, that the Giants had done, it seemed like, a lot to add.
Yep.
And if that clicked, the Cowboys would be in trouble. And
That Kenny Galladay one just pisses me
It
off,
just-
though, because he just doesn't touch the field, even for like
At
the
all.
smallest thing after he gets paid, right? All these
Yeah.
other guys, I don't know. I had nothing but hate for, not hate, hate's a strong word. I wasn't a Daniel Jones guy, but I gained so much respect this year off of that cat right
I'm with
there.
You. Yeah.
Like he's not a bad player in any way, shape, or form. He doesn't have guys out there. He goes and gets killed, and they're still in games, and you have nothing because all these guys keep getting hurt.
And that defense is pretty good.
I know
to
you're a
be real.
huge Sterling
So-
Shepard guy.
Yeah.
I know you have him on fantasy. That's like your
I tell
dude,
you,
right?
I do like picking him up and sliding him in there because, man, for some reason, he struggles to
out
stay
there.
on the field, but when he's out there, he gets the ball a lot.
He does. He gets like 9
A lot
catches,
of
100
targets.
yards,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
he's
but
there.
He just
but-
can't stay on the field consistently.
Yep. We will touch on the Vikings quick. So this game ended 34-26.
They had a shot, right? They were driving.
They did. So they
tie.
screwed themselves like right out of the gate in the second half. They get a touchdown. They march the field, get a touchdown. So they took a 21-something lead. Kirk Cousins goes and throws an interception. Our MVP throws an interception. They get down to the 5, and now they're up by 14 points because they get a touchdown like play or two later. And then, like you so eloquently already put it, what was that little debacle they had for the?
Yeah, we had to waste the timeout. 9 minutes left in the fourth. We had to waste the timeout because he fucking lined up over the guard.
Yeah.
So
With some other sloppy stuff going on, like the players weren't in that were supposed to be in, and they're going for it on fourth, and I think it was like, I want to say 4th and 10 or something like that. Or it was 4th and goal, but it was like from the 10-yard line going for trying to get a touchdown and then they would have needed a 2-point conversion. But yeah, if it's not perfectly orchestrated, if it's not perfectly planned, shit falls apart with him. I will keep riding this. Like that's the only thing that prevents him from becoming an elite quarterback, because he has the numbers to do it. But when you watch him play, you see this. I'm like, Kirk, throw it. Kirk, throw it. Get rid of it. There's another one where he could have went in. They didn't end up getting a touchdown. I think they had to go for a field goal or something. They ended up shitting some way. Oh, it was a 2-point conversion after they got a touchdown. They were trying to get into it, right? He misses JJ in the back of the end
he
zone.
threw it low. Yeah,
Threw it way low. But before that, the part that pissed me off, if you're a real leader, like in this, that, and the other, your gap was hugely open. Run it in.
Get it? Yep.
Run it in. Stop playing around. You had the thing. Take control. I don't get it. He's just still not. I don't think he's going to be the guy that will ever lead them to a Super Bowl. He can put up all the stats he wants, and I try to jump on his wagon. I really do, but he does shit that makes me bang my head against the wall every single game, even when it's rolling.
The biggest thing that hurt us,
We should have lost to the Packers.
was the
We should have. He threw it away to him to do it.
We in the second quarter, San Francisco ate 8 minutes off the clock and scored a touchdown, right?
Yeah.
So they tied. Then they got the ball back, scored. We turned it over. They scored again. So 21 straight points that just totally killed us. And they ran the ball so well that our defense was just out there way too much. Just not good. Not good. And Dalvin's hurt. There's a lot of
uncertainty.
bad
Our
juju.
our defensive line is really looking very, very, very thin. It's looking like last year now.
Yeah.
Our defensive line was so banged up last year, so we're basically where we are then. We'll leave that one alone unless you wanted to say something about the Vikings.
Nope.
Okay.
No, get injuries, man. It sucks. I don't think they were going to be up there this year the way Green Bay's playing, regardless of injuries.
We just beat them the week before.
Yeah,
we can compete with them anytime. We're just
I don't
not
think so.
healthy.
I don't think so.
We literally just
I
beat
think your
them.
defense is as good as you think it is.
It can be.
Your
It can-
offense,
no,
your
it can
offense is
be.
just fine.
You're right. It can be. It shows glimpses of it. Like the rest of the fourth quarter, they didn't score another point. They can play up to that, but you have no
It's the
pressure.
49ers.
What do you mean it's the 49ers?
49ers.
49ers can drop
49ers.
points
They're
anytime.
good. 49ers are good, man.
Let's see. We're going to get...
Let's go ahead and move into this Cowboys game. So
Yeah.
we'll get to it.
Cowboys
Hold on.
game.
We'll get to that one in a second. Let's knock out the shitty-ass first game of that.
Oh, my God.
we
Yeah.
could just
Day.
skip that.
The
Yeah.
Bears
16-14 Bears Lions. Andy Dalton 317 and a touchdown, but it's not.
Yeah. Ugly game. Just
I think the impressive thing was actually Darnell Mooney. Like
Yeah.
if you want something to bank on, I guess, or something.
He's
'cause
good.
no.
Dalton is Dalton, but 5 receptions, 123
No
yards.
Allen Robinson though. So who else are you throwing to really?
Right, but he has to do it.
Mooney's
Has
good.
to.
He,
Yeah,
and he's
Mooney
been
is
doing
good.
it too,
Yeah.
actually. Allen Robinson, for whatever reason, they don't game plan with him.
No.
Yeah.
I like Allen Robinson. We've touched on this before. I think he's underutilized and not
Yep.
underrespected. So
I like Mooney. He was my breakout player pick for Chicago. But yeah, I just think they haven't been scheming that well in the offensive mind. Nagy hasn't been there as well. Horrible game, Lions.
Yeah.
I thought this was the one they possibly could get
Yep.
if they were going to get one.
I agree.
I think Danny was
That was their
one of your
last
bets?
win.
Yeah.
I think that was
So-
their last win was against the Bears last
Yeah, it
week.
was.
Thought so,
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll do the Bills versus Saints first. 31-6.
Yeah, Saints hobbled up, man. I tell you, they
Not good.
not good. No quarterback. With all due respect.
That defense, so this score does not show how close this game was at first, right? Like that defense was balling out. They made plays.
10 nothing at half.
Yeah, so they were stripping balls, they were intercepting, they were doing their job. There was just no movement of the ball.
Yeah.
And I don't know if
Well,
you guys
because
watched it
Kamara
or
was
not.
out too.
Yeah.
Kamara was
Kamara's
also
out.
like
Did
your-
Ingram play? I'm not even sure.
Ingram didn't play either.
I don't think
Yeah,
so. Yeah.
So they were under their third string running back. By the way, I was misinformed on that. That third string running back is the same one that was the number 2 running back before Ingram. The one I said I thought was on season-ending IR.
Oh, okay.
He was actually there. It was like that Jones or whatever. But either way, Josh Allen had himself a decent day. 23-28, 260, 4 touchdowns. I do believe he threw a pick in this game. But that being said, it's a good game, but it wasn't that impressive. Does that sound weird? Like, it didn't seem like he was dominating them. Like, the stats show that. I'm talking about me watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Watching the game didn't feel like it was. I still think the Buffalo Bills have something to worry about.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting
not
at.
as confident. Early in I think we all picked them. We said they could be in the Super Bowl, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't feel that good right now, man.
I'm not
Even
feeling
with
that
that
good. That
win.
defense,
They
and then
beat
they
up on
lost
a
their
bad
number,
team.
and then they lost their
Yeah.
number 1 corner too.
Yeah. They beat up on a bad team, and so yeah, definitely worried about them.
Late scratch that we didn't know about, healthy scratch, was Zach Moss.
Mm-hmm.
Devin Singletary did end up having 15 carries, but it was actually Matt Breida that they said they love his running style,
Yeah.
and actually I think he got one of their touchdowns too. So be interesting to see that going forward.
Yeah, because
but
they were kind of in love with Zach Moss, and then to see him be a
Yeah,
healthy
it
scratch
just-
was
it's almost like they hate
Weird.
him but love him. He's like that love-hate guy.
weird.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get to that Raiders-Cowboys game. One of the most entertaining games. I
Yeah.
will say that before I beat
was.
up on Rio. It was one of the greatest entertaining games.
You're a Vikings fan, you can't beat up.
I could beat up on
Get
you all
get out
day.
of
I
here.
think you guys have a lot to worry about. You really do.
we got a lot of injuries, lots of injuries.
We've
but
already touched on this.
This is
Everybody has.
another game that the kicker cost us. I mean, obviously,
What?
there's a lot of So
No.
Buccaneers game,
Your
both.
defense is really
so
bad.
listen, the Buccaneers game, kicker missed a field goal and an extra point that would have won us the game. Same thing with this.
Do we
game.
have those? Can you remind me? Do the Vikings
trying
have
to
those?
remember.
Can you remember those?
The first
Against good teams?
4
too?
games of the
Okay.
season, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
So close, and they still said they're not even looking at a change in kicker, which kind of boggles my mind a little bit. But
Us too. I actually texted Jimmer that earlier. So we just need to stop kicking field goals. Just go for 2 every fucking time.
Yeah, that was
I'm
an
tired
extra
of it.
point, though.
Yeah.
You kept saying field goal.
Well,
This is kind of like your slant
Touche.
thing and your...
yeah. That was different. In my head, I was saying
So,
slant.
he
I don't
was-
understand
I,
that.
you remember
Yeah.
that? Because
Yeah.
he was so... And he did tell me that bugged him so much afterwards. He's like, dude, I can't believe I said that whole episode. And I'm like, yeah, I was so confused on what you were saying.
I was like, in my head, slant, but that's not what's coming out. I don't know.
right,
Yeah. So either way, Cowboys. So I still believe, like I stated earlier, I still believe the Raiders stick a fork in them. This was impressive. This was like a get-up game, and Derek Carr kind of did his thing. I'm still not sold now. But because I think the Cowboys have more things to worry about, and it may be health related. I'm not even going to argue with you any about that. It may be health related, but I think the Cowboys have more to worry about than the Raiders doing something to impress me, I guess, is what I'm getting at. Like, if they were healthy, this game might not have been anything like that. So I will give you the health part.
Well, I tell you what, Deshaun Jackson was huge for the Raiders because he had how many? I think all 4 of those might have been on him,
Anthony
right?
Brown.
Yeah.
Anthony Brown is a liability at corner. And
That first one.
I
was like, that was vintage. Was that not vintage?
Yeah.
And he's like 35 years old, by the way.
He's moving.
That was vintage Deshaun Jackson up that. And he tiptoed right along there. He has like the world's smallest feet. I swear to God. I'm putting that out there right now. He may have the world's smallest feet. It's almost like baby hands Jack Doyle. You know, he has like those small ass hands. I'm telling you, Deshaun Jackson has like those tiptoe fucking feet.
Yeah.
But
they got some stuff to work out on. Like I said, watched all night long. Cowboys can't get pressure with 4, and that comes with Gregory out and the Marcus Lawrence. Like I said, I think Lawrence is back at practice, so helps on the way. That'll boost that defense has been playing decent recently up until the Thanksgiving game. So we'll get some help. We got to get our line fixed out right now. COVID's going through, I guess.
I've seen that. And their coaches.
And the coaches, too.
That being said, that was easily the game of Thursday, right?
Oh, man.
Maybe, it's in competition with the rest, too, for the whole week, but definitely that.
That was a darn good game.
Because the other two
especially after what we saw.
The other 2 were bad.
Yeah, they were. This should have been the night game. Ultimately, probably should have been the night game.
Well, Fox won't let go of one of the, like, first off, if they have a shot at the Cowboys, they're not going to let the Cowboys slip through. So they're not going to, and they don't get the night game on Thanksgiving.
Right.
That's NBC. So they're not going to let the Cowboys slip through. That ain't going to happen. So, but yeah, I agree with you. It should have been. It would have been a much better game to watch on Thursday Night Football. On Thursday Night Football, technically.
Right.
But it'd be. And then I want to do, what do you guys got? Who do you got for Seahawks Washington? They are the Monday night game. Seattle is traveling across the country to Washington.
Yeah, I'm taking Washington, sticking at home. Don't have to travel. You get to sleep in your bed. Seahawks, you got to make the long trip just to the time
zone. Yep.
Yeah, but just to the time zone. I'm taking Washington, probably in a close game. Going to be a little colder. I think both teams are going to try to run the ball, time control.
So far, we have hit on 2 for sure almost. I mean, this is almost done. We're almost we're 3/4 of the way through the season almost. We hit on the Seahawks being, I think they're going to finish last, right, in their division.
Yeah.
San Francisco's hit on a few games that help separate this now.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we hit on
Steelers.
I think the Steelers are right there to lose that.
Good pick.
Right, I think I think we all basically were on that page.
Yep.
So I don't think anyone was off that. So we're hitting on 2 for sure. What do you got though? What do you got for Seahawks, Washington?
Washington for sure.
Okay.
I mean, all the other stuff doesn't help, the travel and everything, but Seattle just looks bad, man.
Okay.
They just don't look good. They're obviously running backs hurt, so they've got a plan B running back. Russ doesn't look good. Washington's been playing better the last few weeks. So
They
have. As a Cowboys fan, I should root for the Seahawks. I just think Washington's going to win this.
Yeah. But you're also rooting for Terry McLaurin too, even though you have your fantasy matchup in the bag. But you
still
want to see your guy tear it up though.
Yeah.
In your fantasy.
I think he went off last week, so I'm probably going to get like 3 points from him.
At least
I think this is going to be a clean sweep, gentlemen. I'm not going to do the lone wolf on this one. I'm rolling with Washington too, just because if I'm superstitious about one thing when it comes to the NFL is West Coast going east. That time zone where you're losing time is huge. It is a huge swing. Washington's playing a pretty decent brand of football right now. And the Seahawks are not. And I have Russell Wilson in fantasy, and he has not been throwing the ball the right way. Something isn't right with that. Maybe rush himself back or whatever. He has all the weapons in the world. I don't know why it isn't quite clicking. Their defense isn't very good, but their offense has been stagnant, and that shouldn't be their weakness. And I don't know what the hell is going on.
Well,
they're done,
maybe
right?
Maybe part of it. Yeah, they're done.
As in the core. Is that coach even back next year, Pete Carroll?
No.
So a lot of college positions opening up. Does he think about
Does he jump to Oklahoma?
jumping out? I don't know. Did you
Kind of
see
high
Bob
profile?
Stoops is going to be the coach for their bowl game?
Ooh, is he?
Yeah.
That's
No
pretty
way.
Mm-hmm.
So I honestly did not know that. I didn't know he was stepping into that because
Yeah.
he wasn't with them in their affiliation anymore, was he?
Mm-hmm.
He was just retired.
Yeah.
cool. The crazy thing about
So Lincoln
Pete Carroll,
Riley believes he pissed them off enough to where he can't even coach them in their bowl game, or he just doesn't care. He wants to jump on the USC. Let's get our
Get
recruits
rolling
going.
right away, probably, yeah.
clean break, yeah.
I'm surprised you don't give it to one of their coordinators.
Might as
then,
well.
now that you mentioned that, like, why wouldn't you give your coordinator see what you got? Maybe you have a head coach in the waiting.
Yeah. Interesting. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, a lot of college positions opening up, so maybe a lot of things can happen. But
Yep.
Pete, did you
I don't know, it
Pete
depends
Carroll
on-
is one of the oldest coaches in the NFL?
Yeah,
Like,
he's old as heck, dude.
The second oldest,
if he's
I think.
if he's not the oldest, he's the second oldest.
Which is funny. When he came into the league, he looked so much younger than most of the other coaches. So I'm
He
like
still
tripped
does.
out.
He still does. If you take
Yeah.
if you don't think about the white gray hair, his
Yeah.
face and everything, he looks like he's like in his maybe late 50s, early 60s.
Yeah.
If you take the white gray hair out, I'm talking about his actual
definitely.
face.
Yep.
Which, hey, why'd you shave your head? Because I'm going to beat you in fantasy. Why don't you just get a jump start on
It's
that?
not gonna happen, bro. It's not gonna happen.
Get that long hair.
Actually, I
keep
got some
going, baby.
injuries coming, so we'll see. No, the other thing about Seattle, though, is part of it might be because basically everybody there's acknowledged that this is Russ's last season, so it's kind of his farewell. So there might be some kind of I don't give a fuck about this year. Not with him because he's competitive, but maybe with some of the other guys. They're like, well,
I don't know. At the end of the day, you're still getting paid. You're still trying to get your next
I'm
contract.
just saying.
I
It's
just
out
don't
there.
know if the scheme is working anymore. Evidently, there's rumors coming out saying that they don't adjust anymore. They go with the game plan, and they don't adjust in the locker room. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't adjust from the game plan. Like, this isn't working. This is what they're throwing at us. Every other team does. They don't. That's what I did hear. I did hear that on one of the ESPN sites. I was reading up on it, and they have a problem with it.
Yeah.
They don't deviate from their game plan, is what it comes down to. But all right, we are getting into the witching hour, gentlemen. So before we start 3 Gigs After Dark, we have our wonderful mainstay segment. Makes
Mainstay.
sense if you don't think about it. My man Danny over here has one for us. What do you got, buddy?
Yeah, so it's not nearly as entertaining as some of the dumb shit you guys deal with at work, right?
It's okay.
But
I didn't say at work. I just said an organization that I know about.
That you
Yeah.
may or may not.
I may or may not.
I heard
go
this
in.
from a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've dealt with this a few times in the past because I've been in a few different sales positions. But recently I talked to somebody that I was trying to sell a product to.
Yep.
And they're like, okay, yeah, whatever you got to do. Send me the contract. Let's go ahead and get this going, whatever.
There
I'm
you
like,
go.
okay, cool.
There you
like,
go.
yeah, that's all good. And it was a half-hour conversation or whatever. So pretty thorough about everything. He knew what was going on, asked good questions, stuff like that. And
So it felt good.
yeah,
Okay.
it felt good. And I sent the contract out, and a couple hours later, he emails me like this list of questions. And it was like bullet point. I think there was like 10 questions on here, and I'm looking at him. Everything was what we talked about, but also all of the questions he asked me were literally in the contract, like that I had sent him a couple hours ago, right?
Ah.
So I'm like, okay, like what the hell are we doing? Like, and so, okay, so I answer all the questions, and like, it's hard for me not to literally say in each line, like, if you look at the contract that I sent you, that you asked me to send, like, it's there.
So
right?
something
It's
that
on this
maybe
page.
Rio would say, like what he did to the bank lady.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 100%. Like, it didn't make any
With all
sense.
due
So I'm
respect.
answering all these questions and shit like that, and then I send it out. But if you're a person buying something and you want a contract to get sent to you, read the fucking contract before you ask all these questions, because
Yeah,
the
no
information is
shit.
going to be in there. So just think about that, man. It makes sense if you
don't think about it.
Fuck.
Yes.
And I'll do words of wisdom tonight too. I've
Okay.
got
There we go.
if you're at a event like we were the other night where there's fights going on and stuff
Okay.
like that, the
Last
blood's
night?
pumping. Yeah.
Yep.
If you're at something like that and there's a whole bunch of police officers around, don't get into a fight right in front of them. Like literally
that isn't
on
in the ring?
floor.
Right. That's not in
Yeah.
the boxing ring.
Yeah, don't do that. That's
Yeah.
You
it's
know
not
it.
going to end well for you.
No, it's not.
Jesus.
Was that not just? I'm like, what the hell is going on right now?
Yeah.
Because
Literally,
they're like, hey,
sheriffs
look at
are
that.
just hanging out in the back right by
Oh
where they're
yeah,
fighting.
and they're ready to shut it down. The one was for sure that douchebag. We won't name his name. I know him on a personal basis. He has dickbag written all over him. But I overheard him outside saying, "Oh, do we just shut it down? Let's shut it down." Why? Because two assholes couldn't handle their alcohol, or they couldn't deal with what someone said or whatever, and
Yeah.
you're gonna ruin it for everybody else. Like, come
Yeah.
on, man.
Right.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
we
It was a great event.
It
I mean,
was.
Other
It
than
It
that,
wa-
and it wasn't even that big a
That
deal. They
wasn't that big a
separated it
deal.
pretty
pretty
quick.
quickly,
Yep.
right?
Yeah,
Yep.
and
it was a hopping event, dude.
Yeah,
There was a lot
it
of people
was.
out there. It was a good time.
yeah, if you're one of the fighters, we reached out, handed out some cards, hit us up. we'll try to get something lined up when you have a fight. And
we do got one. Do you have his name? He did message us.
I don't have it handy, but yeah, we have one.
We got
fighter.
one that hit us up. We're gonna try to get him on too.
He's got a fight next month, he said. So we'll try to reach out and get something lined up potentially. Get a little interview going on, and you can learn about some of the fighters here in North Iowa that are doing their thing.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, let's keep our eyes out there. We are getting real close to getting some apparel here. Shirts, some hats. I think our hat order is going in here soon. The shirts are going to be coming like very soon too, and help support.
Yeah.
That's where we is.
Yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Big things are coming, guys. So we'll wrap her up. I know Rio's got to get off to work. And I don't know, Jimmer, you got to head to work tonight, or are you still hanging?
No, I got me some of that vacation and floating holiday. I'm going to go ahead and eat that up.
And you know what else you can eat up is your third
My
whiskey
third whiskey
wager. Baby.
Let's go ahead and get it. I'm
Knock
already
it
feeling warm from the first two.
Hey, let's be clear. That's a PR for the show. That's 3.
Hold on. Just sit there. We'll TikTok this maybe.
All right.
Yeah. Jimmer's putting it down tonight. We've got 3 of them.
Yes.
It's hilarious.
Hey, this doesn't happen very often because I usually never lose. So
First of all, that's not true. Oh, a 5-star quarterback decommitted from Oklahoma.
What?
So the 2023 number 2 recruit.
There you go.
Yep.
All right,
There
people.
it
Here we
is.
go.
Now get our
TikTok
third one.
rolling. This
You
is
know,
Jimmer Whiskey
dig-
Wager.
digging that proper. It doesn't happen very often, so enjoy this one because I win more times than I lose.
That's a lie. Go ahead.
Shots up.
None of us have had to do 3 in a night.
Yeah.
That's because you didn't pay them 3 in a night.
Hey, that Oregon is still out there, bro. We don't know what's going to happen.
No, you
so-
should have paid 3 in a night.
Hey.
And then Rona Boy over there, when he was out, he had 3 at one time.
Ah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't even know if he's fully paid up.
Not at the same
He's
day.
got 1 left. Rio has 1 left.
Wait, what? Which one?
You had 3. You did 2, I think.
Yeah, you do have 1 left.
I think I took 2 that one night and then did another one.
Mm-mm.
I don't think you've. I
But
don't
either
know.
way,
I don't know.
it's okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're trying to
I don't want to. Yeah, I don't
Either
know.
way.
I could be wrong.
So I do want to say though, continue. We appreciate the continued support, the ever growing. It keeps going, and we appreciate that. Like, follow, listen, share, hit every button you can for us. It helps.
Yeah, definitely. It's available everywhere. All the different avenues you can get your podcast, Apple, Spotify.
Google.
The
I know.
whole
I
thing.
just heard some old guy tell me he listens to Google Podcasts. All of them. We're on all of them.
Yeah, yep.
YouTube.
We got our
This
set up on
one-
Stitcher now too.
This
so-
one won't particularly be on YouTube. I had a little camera issue tonight, so.
Yeah,
But that will get straightened out very, very shortly.
yeah, we'll get her. We'll be more consistent with that.
Yep.
One last shout out to Mike Estus. That was a great event he had the other night. A lot of great fights. Looking forward to helping you out and working closer with you here in the future too. man.
Treated us well too.
Oh,
Hooked us
yeah.
up.
Yep.
Definitely a fun time.
I think we're gonna be. He confirmed again last night that we're gonna be in person at the his MMA event at the weigh-ins. What is it? Sports Page in Mason City.
Yep.
Doing a little physical radio action with these guys and the people combating in it, and come out and see us. That's gonna be a little ways away, but that's in May. So
Yeah, exciting stuff though.
Yep.
Well, all right, guys. Hey, thanks everybody again for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. This is 3 Gig Sports.
We out.